Warning: all stories could be completely made up, and we have no way to confirm that. Any and all names mentioned in the show are most likely fake. We at Campfire Moto Stories are not journalists and should not be considered as much. If you're offended by anything said or shown in this episode, we don't care, but we encourage you to voice your opinion so we can laugh at the fact that you can't control your emotions. This program contains foul language, and I recommend no one to watch or listen to this.
The views and opinions expressed in the program are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the sponsor, any advertisers, or the sponsor's affiliates, employees, or partners.
Coming to you live from the Claremont Lounge in Atlanta, Georgia, it's Campfire Moto Stories.
Hey everyone, welcome to Campfire Moto Stories. I'm Anthony Bennett, and I'm thrilled to have you join us today for our live show. This YouTube show / podcast is all about sharing amazing motorcycle stories from everyday riders like you. Whether it's an epic ride, a funny mishap, or an unforgettable adventure, we want to hear it all. Today, we have some fantastic guests in the studio who we'll introduce in just a moment, where we'll dive into their riding stories. Plus, we have exciting segments lined up, including pre-recorded interviews, tech tips, spotlight a stolen bike, and stories sent in by you through the website and or phone line. I'll have the phone lines on, so make sure to call in anytime, especially if it has something funny to do with our guests. Lastly, you'll get to hear an awesome story from my 5-year-old son about riding. May or may not be completely made up. But hey, 5-year-old can tell a great story, so can you. Don't forget, you can earn entries into our giveaway by participating in the show. Check out CampfireMotoStories.com for all the official rules. And by participating in any way, shape, or form, you indicate that you've read the official rules and agree to our terms and conditions. Let's get it started.
They had a meeting.
Another lap around the wall, another request, another call. All I hear is need, I can't reply to all. I feel the strain, I fall behind, I sacrifice my precious time. All I ever get is never really mine. Money versus truth.
Hey, welcome to Campfire Moto Stories. I'm your host, Anthony Bennett, and I got a few of my good riding buddies in the show studio with me. It's going to be an awesome show. So, welcome them in. I got, you get over there? What's going on? Okay.
Clear my throat. Didn't want to do it
Okay. Fucking Canadians. I wanted to make sure I started the show off that early. So, I got to my left here, my Canadian buddy, Alex Fraser.
What up?
And the reliable paper green shirt, James Faucette. Or do you want Jim? I can never tell which one to call you.
Jim James is fine.
And then over here, the woolly shirt, we got RJ Livesay.
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 Yeah.
Livesay.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
It's full time.
It's weird.
What? Why can't I say it the way I want to say it? It's my show.
Do
what the fuck I want.
Do what you want.
If I tell my truck to call you, it's RJ Livesay.
Fine.
It doesn't understand Levacy.
Well, your buddy Ryan, do you know what? Have you heard his voicemail?
No.
It's like D. Roche or something like that.
He's got to be all fancy.
Dude, Grant gave him shit when we were riding at WMMX the other day. He's like, "You heard your voicemail?" He's like, "What? I didn't say it like that." And he calls and he's like, "Oh shit, I did." Like that. He didn't even know that's how he left it on there.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, got a good, fantastic show. I do want to go ahead and forewarn everybody. There's going to be tons of full frontal male nudity in this show. So if you have young children watching, you might want to turn this off right now because
Rear nudity too.
Yeah, rear. All the above.
So the anybody that knows anything about us knows usually the calendar, I feel, is what we're most associated with at the hair scrambles. And when we go riding at the track, people make sure to lock their bikes up at night, not leave them out most of the time. But as you guys know, if you've listened to a few, I always like to start with an icebreaker. And I actually have one each for all of you.
Oh, lovely.
So, first one up, I'm going to bring, and actually, I think I'll have to cut the volume to this for, what's it called, where you can't play a song online. Like, YouTube will, take it down for doing that. Here it is, right here. How about this one? What happened with this thing, Jim?
Oh, I get to start.
James Faucette making good on a bet he lost.
Tampons.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I missed that track.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. What bet did I lose?
That's what I was trying to remember.
So That was the one where you made the bet with me and Alex.
No, that was pink tutu.
No, I thought it was this one.
Was it the
I
women's
swear it
underwear?
was this one because it was at Aonia, and you ended up beating us or something. If like,
Now, I'm going to say this is impressive. Jim, you never ridden this track, have you?
I think that was the second time I'd been
Okay.
out there, but
But
it was
still,
still pretty
This
like
is-
rain
this is
rutted
right
and
lap. He did not do any run up to it, no testing. And I guess when he's on the way back is actually when he gets the big. There's two big ones out
there's
there.
some big gaps out there,
Right.
man.
And there's no room for error is the thing with the gap. So like one's 65 foot, the other's 70 foot. Not just the whole, my backyard track 70. No, we measured. It's legit 70 foot.
That was the first time I'd ever been to Dollar Tree because that's where I got the women's panties.
No, I picked those up on the way to your wedding.
No, man, I would
Clear that.
bought
this
those.
was before the wedding.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that 450.
I remember being at Walmart asking for the biggest pair of women's underwear they had, and the lady's just looking at me like, "What?"
I thought I bought those at Dollar Tree and it was like a 3-pack.
Well, kind of playing off what we were just talking about, where Jim just jumps things without seeing it.
Yeah.
The day he buys 2012 KTM 350 up at Highland Park,
Yeah.
gets it. We go straight to the MX1 track. It had that big tabletop in front of the grandstand.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like an 80-foot tabletop, whatever it is. First lap on a brand new bike, not set up, literally from the showroom floor to the motocross track. On his sight lap, sends it. First
Crap.
lap, wrap, just clears the whole thing. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, you don't even know anything about the motorcycle. You went in there and bought a 350 because you thought it was a good idea. And then you come out here and just huck it 180 feet across the tabletop.
Yeah, it was a great deal. And then I hit that uphill
80 feet.
80 feet.
80 feet.
Yeah, I'll give it 8.
They're like, oh, you need to break it in for 30 minutes and change the oil.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
Dude, you're way out of focus here, Alex. You moved your chair on me, and it took you
What?
back to the frame on that one. So I got to fix this.
That's right. Do your job.
Yeah, why'd
see, I was
you pause the
secretly trying
video? I'm
not
about to
to
hit
be in
the good straight away.
Yeah. You want to hear me talk too, guys? Go.
Oh, okay. This is Anthony's first show, by the way. Yep. Welcome to Anthony's Amateur Hour.
Thought you had all this figured out by now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the double A
I
stands
told
for.
you every single show I tend to learn something I got to make sure to check. So, yeah, back to the video. So the other ones were was the 65 footer. This was the freaking 70 footer he's coming. So it's like a 3-pack. It's like 30 to 70.
Bring it around.
I could still hear the song a little. Wait, I
I guess.
thought you.
Oh, no, I guess not.
Damn, I remember that differently. I guess it was just the 65 footer that you clipped off like first lap, no sight lap or anything.
No, that was the sight lap. Yeah, there we go. And then I started hitting everything.
Oh, okay. We'll go back to this. I
Yeah,
thought it
you
was
know,
like
you
the-
gotta roll everything and see where the new rain ruts are. Because it had been a while since you had been out there to re-prep that thing.
Yep. Which I'll add is this show is brought to you by Matt Shoes MX201 Track Design. So thank you, Matt. Yeah.
Matt Shuey.
Did you see the track that he built in down in Florida this week?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's sick. I actually figured I'd play the video of that for his sponsor read too.
Okay.
I thought you're sending everything, Jim. All right, we're done with that one. We're on
right.
to the next icebreaker that I have here. Let's see, which one was it?
I'm, like playing in my head, like what videos are there of me that Anthony has possession of?
So what I want to know on this one is who wore it better?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's RJ on the right.
Was that
Man.
Tyler Evans?
No, that's Rowdy Rowderson. Oh no,
Rowdy Sparks.
Rowdy Sparks.
Rowdy Sparks.
Shannon Tatum, dude.
Shannon Tatum.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely did it better. Should have held the cup up.
Yeah, as I was looking through pictures to find him today, I saw that one and I was like, fuck yeah. And I remember us giving you shit in the chat about that a little ways back.
I worked hard on that.
All right. And for Alex's.
Yeah.
All right. Where's this thing at? You'd think I would have it organized a little bit better. No.
Surprising.
Oh no, you know what? This was one that I found later on. And I don't think I moved it into this file. I'll find it here in a little bit and pull it up. Damn it.
late introductory.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I set all this shit up, and I was like, you know what? I don't have anything of Alex, so I got to get some of his pictures in too.
Well, the picture you dug back, you said was like crazy old, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's. Do you remember when that picture was taken? You took that picture.
Which one?
The one that he used for my face with the thingy.
With the cover.
Oh yeah, that was when you were but that was before I even. Oh, hold on.
That was at the swimming hole when John Adams came with us at one time. When Bill was still around, we was parked next to Stevie.
No, that was the Greensboro hair scramble. That was my first hair scramble.
That's not what the picture was taken though.
Oh, you said when John Adams came.
Yeah, it was you, me, and John Adams, not the Cherokee. Came to a hair scramble near swimming hole or in that area of Summersville.
There was that old one, the Rooks or something that they used to race at.
Yeah, those across the street. It wasn't at that location. I think it was a swimming hole.
I mean, it's dusty. It's gonna be Ridge Runner swimming hole, you know.
But that's like from 2010.
Oh,
A long time ago. I'm wearing a Fox chest protector in that picture.
hey,
That was when you're still racing your 200 before you were like, oh, maybe I should get a new bike.
I need a big boy bike.
Hey, my 01 KTM 200. That baby is sick, man.
Dude, them
I wish I
200s
still
are
weighed
rad.
165 pounds and they made 200s.
Ooh.
Dude, I'll never get rid of my 200. I think
You still have it?
Yeah,
With the 07?
6.
06.
It's
Okay.
but I put black wheels, so it looks like 07.
That's weird. Where did it go?
And you're like heavily invested in my Facebook over here.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, fucking those.
Yes, sir.
I should delete that shit. Forgot those were on there.
Yeah, so I just want to say I'm really glad has
Man.
grown out of this.
What's the
Von
year?
Dutch
2007. There you go. 2007. Abercrombie Fitch was just peaking.
You still have
Yes.
those puka shell necklaces?
No, they broke.
Oh man.
That's when you had the Troy Lee Designs Ranger, right?
No, I had my F-150 at this point. This is college. That's in my ex-girlfriend's that's my ex-girlfriend's dorm room.
Mm.
Here you go. There's an old picture.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
what
was
that's from? That's the alligator at the original location back in what year is that?
Like
2007?
Palatka or something like that?
No, it was-
Are you
it
wearing
was,
mismatched gear?
Am I?
No, I
Uh,
think that's answer and answer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that
Factory.
picture had chrome shoulder pads.
Oh
and
yeah.
I thought it was the coolest shit, man.
You needed spikes on there.
Dude, I remember I didn't ever get the Fox that had the chrome shoulder
I'm
pads
doing
back
that.
in the day, and I wanted those so bad.
That's awesome.
That's an old picture.
So how did you guys even come to know each other? Like, how did you guys come to be friends? I don't even know that story.
Well, the very first time I met Jim, it's actually a good story. It was we both lived in Pine Tree Country Club, and I was one street over from where Jim was. And forever, I was hearing some dude rip on a four-stroke, a street over, two streets over, and it's like one of these days I gotta figure out who that is because clearly he rides dirt bikes, so we maybe know the same people. And my neighbor at the time was one of my fraternity brothers. And we just had a rager party at my house. And so it's the next morning. I think it was, I don't know what day it was. Probably a weekday because it was college. And I was on my front porch, smoking a cigarette, sitting there in my underwear. And I hear a four-stroke fire, down the road. I don't know if it's 250 or 450. That's what I'm saying, four-stroke. And hear him ripping up and down. I'm like, okay, he's riding again. And I hear him go off in the distance. And I hear him come back, but it sounds like it's on my street. I'm like, oh, he's coming down my street. And my house was at the end of a cul-de-sac. And Jim's coming down the middle of the cul-de-sac. Pulls right into my driveway. Again, I'm standing on my porch, hungover,
Underwear.
in my underwear. Pulls into my driveway, turns left into my front lawn, and drops the clutch to get up a very slight hill to my neighbor's front door, and lays a 20-foot rut right through my yard, up into my neighbor's yard to his front door, as I'm standing on the front porch. And the first thing I thought was, that was fucking cool. I gotta go talk to that guy. And walked over there and was like, introduced myself. And you have a jet bike? And I got one in the garage. We'll be friends? Yes. And that's pretty much how that
Did we just
started.
become friends?
Yeah.
Pretty much how that started.
So that's funny that you've given me shit for all these years for the first time we actually met at Croom, and yours is not that far different than mine. Is that right? Am I wrong?
No, you're pretty spot on.
All
The
right.
difference was you knew who he was prior to me not knowing.
Because of social media.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than only having like mutual friends and hearing of shit.
I've actually never really thought of the similarities in that story.
Yeah, I'm glad I did because you can stop giving me shit for that.
Yeah, so go ahead and tell that story, Anthony. How did we
I'm
meet?
gonna get that connection because I know. All right, So Mike Crane, you go back and listen with him and Coleman. That was a great episode. You guys should go back and listen to that one. That was really good. Is their father-in-law. So was that how you guys had met, or did you know each other prior to?
No, we didn't know each other prior. Obviously,
We knew a lot of the same people.
yeah,
but-
we somehow like in high school and all that, we knew a lot of the same, but we never crossed paths. If we did, we didn't know. But I was dating Tori, knew Brittany, then he met Brittany. That's how it was. Just kind of
Yeah, so that would have been when you came back
One
from
day
Florida,
showed
I
up for
guess. Kind of
Thanksgiving
thing.
dinner.
yeah,
Yeah.
like who's this guy?
Yeah.
He rides dirt bikes. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I was like, oh,
Who are you
cool.
friends?
Saw it in.
But, like I ride BMX. It's not
Yeah.
quite
Well,
as cool.
no. I broke my leg at Calhoun. And then to rehab my leg, I started going to spin class at LA Fitness, 5:45 in the morning. And so I sat in the back of the class because, my
profusely spit out sweat everywhere when you're doing
well, that too. Yeah. So,
Oh, you sit in the back
the view's
for the
better.
view. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
the view. I was gonna say. I was like,
yeah,
why
it was
you
more so
really
for the
sit in back?
view. And so I'm sitting in the back. I'm like, all right, yeah, this isn't terrible. It's 5:45 in the morning. And so there was Brittany and Tori and their friend Jamie that were in the second row. And I'm like, all right, this is kind of nice. Tyra was the teacher and, or the instructor, whatever you call it. And so for the first, 6 months of me doing that, I'd go like twice a week. And then come to find out, as I'm staring at the scenery in the second row, I'm actually sitting next to Mike Crane and staring at his daughter's butts the entire time as Tyra's teaching. And then Tyra says something about, oh, well, Mike blew up his motor this weekend at Highland Park. We're taking donations. And I'm like, oh, I got a Highland Park. I ride dirt bikes. So I asked her about it after. I'm like, yeah, that's Mike Crane. You've been sitting next to him. I'm like, okay, you don't know who he is? And I'm like, no, should I? And apparently I should have.
Well, yeah, he's kind of a local legend.
Yeah, apparently. And so then I figured out she trained dirt bike riders, and I was still rehabbing my leg and everything. And she started training me, and like, yeah, those are my daughters. She called them daughters, stepdaughters. And I was like, oh. I've been staring at their butts the whole time.
Now, I'm sure you told her that. That sounds like something you'd probably do.
As an instructor, you know where I'm looking, while I'm back there sweating profusely. But yeah, that's how, ended up meeting Mike and Tyra. She started training me, and then I quit working for Reliable at the time. I moved to Florida, came back, and she's like, I need to introduce you to my daughter. And I was like, I don't know about that, because she was intimidating at the time. I'm like, I don't know. So,
Tyra or Brittany?
Tyra said, introduce.
Which one's intimidating?
Tyra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shit. Yeah.
I don't feel like Brittany would be so much, but
And so I was like, what? Okay, I'll take her out. We'll take it slow. I'm not going to try and make a
You
move
forgot
on the
that,
first date.
When you came back, you had a beard. So then Brittany was like, ooh.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess I did have a beard.
Yeah. She was like, oh, okay, this guy.
And a hellacious tan. I was looking
so
good
the tan
after
beard,
living at the beach for 4 or 5 months, however long it was. And so then I started, doing the hair scrambles with Mike and Frank Mann and everybody, and it just kind of fell into place. And here we are now.
yeah, because Frank is who I knew that knew you. And that helmet that got busted up is partially you because of that 5-pack of whoops at Highland Park.
Uh-huh.
I was asking Shu, because honestly, you jump 3 and you're just getting rocked. And I was like, is anybody just jumping all of them? I feel like I could clear them all. He's like, yeah, James Faucette jumped him, and he's like a C-class. You got that. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I was thinking the same thing, because I was jump 3 and then 2 out, and I was
Yeah.
like, this sucks. And so I came around, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go for it.
Where was that?
That was Highland Park. So right the table you're talking about where it's, I guess you'd call it a finish line, where you would come onto the track and you're facing that finish line, and you make a right-hander. And it's been so many things over the years. It got taken out from a 5-pack of whoops. It turned into a 6-pack with a starter whoop, so nobody would try doing what I did after that. But yeah, it was one of those right there. Now it's kind of just like a little wimpy step down kind of thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they have it now.
Yeah, cleared it real easy. I don't know why you had so much trouble.
I don't know. So the
And
problem,
leave it to him to crash. Like,
yeah, the problem I had was, and I knew I was shorting it, and I was only gonna make to 4, and I was panic revved. So when it landed, it just went into the 5th one and just ejecto-cito cuz.
So you weren't even close.
I mean, 4 out of 5 ain't bad.
I mean,
But yeah, if I would have
looks
just
great.
yeah, if I would have just like landed on the brakes, it would have like, oh, and I probably would have hit the bars. But I landed pegged, third gear pinned on a 450. It's not gonna end well.
Like that. Oh God, what's that race I went to? Lazy River with you. I was taking those pictures. Jim shorted the quad and just paced the piss out of the quad. I got a picture of you struggling on the bike.
It's okay. That's
Like
what moto suspension's for.
Yeah.
Just
That's why I like to stay on the ground.
But that scavenger, that quad, that you quadded all that in the back section of the track where you're coming up the hill and only got the track was this him just clearing the whole thing
oh yeah.
into the turn.
Yeah, why double when you can just jump the whole thing?
No one else was doing it.
No, I came in. I think I was like 4th year pin because I had that step up out of the hole and then just never let off. Boom into that hairpin, come back around, and yeah, that's when I was riding moto all the time. And then
Everyone did.
your bitch ass was like, "Oh, come race in the woods. It's so much fun."
You just get your money's worth. I feel like.
The woods racing?
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know what
you
time
gotta-
you get in there. You know what time you're getting out. and it's
You ride
like-
for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You don't want any more. Like,
No.
you're good.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no sitting around.
pretty much
really.
at 30 minutes. I don't want any more. I just
Yeah.
don't stop.
Yeah, here, go do a practice lap at 7 a.m. on a track that's been watered all night long. Get your bike disgusting muddy, and then sit around for 2 hours for your first moto. And then we'll put you, since you signed up for 2, we'll put you motos back to back.
Like, oh yeah, are you tired? Too bad.
Yeah, and then the last moto of the day, and so you're there until just so long. So I mean, I miss racing moto, I do, but at the same time, showing up to a Sworks race or an enduro or something like that, boom, you know what time you're starting, you know what time you're getting out. That's it, and it's not an entire weekend.
That was the same reason why like BMX got so just over it, because same thing. You get there at like 7 ride, you're there for like 14 hours to ride a couple laps. It sucks.
Remember you telling us like basically horror stories of that where like you'd qualify in your first session, your session be like, sweet, that took me 27 seconds. Not gonna hang out for the next 6 hours till
Oh yeah, I went
Yeah.
when I turned 28 and I moved up a class. I was like, dude, I was gung ho. I was like, man, I'm gonna do this. Me and Tori went up to DC and I raced up in Virginia, and I
Move
did
that a
like
little bit closer.
two
That's better.
2 or 3 practice laps. Raced the first moto. There wasn't enough riders to have like a semi or quarterfinal or anything like that. So I transferred straight to the main and I sat for like 13 hours to go race another main. Like, it was miserable just sitting at the track in the beating sun.
Well, did you win?
No, I got second.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fucking get out. Get out
I
of here.
suck, dude. You know.
I got a lot of second place trophies.
Yeah.
And thirds and fourths.
Just so you know, I actually was going to say, why don't you come to Monster Mountain this Saturday and race? You know, that should be a good time.
I thought they
You
just
miss
had the
moto.
qualifier there.
Yeah, but this is
The SDV.
the 2-stroke time machine race. That's where we're wheeling this out after the show.
Ooh,
So,
Terry's on the trophy. He's got a super
Oh,
stick
yeah,
photo.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw today.
Nice.
He's pretty pumped
Um,
I'll
on
bring
it.
some of those back for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check my schedule. Oh, it's gonna be
Because,
sunny this
Joe-
weekend. I'll be on the boat.
Joe and I are going, and he just texted me. He's like, I think Jim just talked you out of racing motocross. He's trying to not go. He's a flake and bake. That's what he saved in my phone as. The past 3 times I tried to get him to go ride with me, flaked every time. Came up with an excuse. I can't get out of bed. I'm shitting, and my back's fucked up. I'm like, "Pff, whatever. But
He still did that alligator enduro,
Yeah, we
like a
did
month or so ago.
yeah, that was a good time down there at the old day in the dirt with
Mhm.
you guys.
That Florida tour was great. I enjoyed the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Bouncing across the state like that in different places. That was
Alligator
awesome.
enduro, chrome, and then day in the,
the lady
dirt.
smack Jim was probably the highlight.
That was
It was just like a drink smack thing, right? Or I can't remember. I should have got
Well,
that video.
Yeah, she smacked me hard.
I remember
liked
when we
it.
went up there, it was like, I forget what it was. It was a little wheel. You're supposed to spin this wheel for, it was like $10 to spin the wheel. And it landed on, I think it was called Waterfall. And the bartender walks over to me and she's like, does he get upset if he gets hit? I go, no, hit him really fucking hard. And I handed her $50.
She wrote all over me, which was permanent marker and stayed on me
What did it
all
say? It was like,
weekend.
I'm a whore or something like that.
My pussy hurts.
Yeah, my pussy hurts. Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go race the alligator enduro and then drive down the street to bike week.
That was just after we left my parents.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of roundabout way brings us back to how we had met then. So that was a Florida weekend for, no, it was the same, there was the RC Croom ride.
And
that was
the enduro was that weekend.
Yeah, the Orange
FTR.
State Enduro.
right? The FTR Enduro at Croom.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just happened to see Faucette across the back of the jersey and knew we had mutual friends. So and I saw you because I don't remember who else was with you.
We were in
I
the
know it was
sand
you
pit because
two.
we went down there in the Allegro.
You stood directly in front of my motorcycle and stopped.
Well, yeah, because I saw you three pull up, and I was like, I said, I think that's Jim, because maybe I saw a Facebook post that you guys were there earlier too. And then he pulled forward,
He had been
and I
stalking.
saw
I
the
was gonna
back
say
of the
stalker.
jersey, and I was like, oh, let me go up to, and I was like, hey, is that James Faucette from like Ackworth, Georgia? Or from Georgia? And then you guys like, yeah. And so I was like, hey, what's up? Yeah, we had a bunch of mutual friends.
I'm your
Like,
biggest
here.
fan in
Yeah.
a non-weird way.
It came off
took
like
off.
that.
So I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, this dude in his underwear knows you."
Yeah. Well, that was the first time I had been to Croom, and that was the first time I'd been to the sand pit in like the front. And I was on that 200 I bought from Michael,
Yeah.
and I saw that, and it was just wide open. I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
yeah.
my god, I'm about to wring this bitch out."
So you guys probably thought I was just like creepy weird until you saw what I had with me that day, huh? And then you guys were like, okay,
still
we'll let
think
this
that's
guy.
It was
Well,
like
yeah,
you and
Yeah,
Joe and
nothing
Brandon.
changed.
Yeah, not Joe, but Brandon for sure.
I thought Joe was.
Well, you had the KX 500. down there,
500
right?
in the aluminum frame, yeah.
And what really impressed Anthony was he was like, "Oh, can I ride your 200?" I was like, "Cool, yeah. Can I get on your 500?" I get on that thing and it crank it up first kick.
Well, yeah.
And he's
Well,
like,
you're a fucking gorilla.
"Yeah." He's like, "How the fuck did you know how to do that?" And I was like, "Oh, I rode a YZ426 for a while."
Yep.
And he's like, "Okay, that makes sense."
Yeah, because you have to kick them the same way that you kick the
Mhm.
426. Release it with well, you don't have the compression release thing.
Yeah. So his man boner was just raging by that point.
Well, it was already raging, apparently, according to Alex.
Yeah.
It monsooned that weekend too, didn't it?
But you wanted to monsoon at Croom, though.
I know, but we had this big mat outside the motorhome.
Oh,
and it rained, and the next day the mat was gone. We were looking for it, couldn't find it. What ended up happening was the rain washed sand over the mat and buried the mat.
Oh,
We just left
shit.
it there.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yep, we're not taking that home.
See, I thought you were going to say it flooded and, like, floated away.
I mean, that's where I thought he was going to. But I mean, essentially what happened.
Because we rode Croom for like 2 days,
Yeah, then
and then
Enduro.
we raced the Enduro. And I remember like laying on the couch in the Allegro on the ride home, just cramping so much. Just like feed me water, give me something, and like anytime I moved, like something else would cramp.
Yeah.
And so it was awful.
Well, the Croom Enduro sucks. Like, it is
The
so
Enduro's
tight.
tough.
Yeah.
Although, not last year, 'cause I didn't race it, but the year prior to that, when I did race it, it was actually awesome. It was a good race. It was a good race. Way better than my previous experiences down there. I actually really had a good time.
Yeah, anytime
is
that I
never
fall
said
into
in
the,
Florida
because you
racing.
can tell where the Enduro track was when you're riding the place, and you're like, oh, I'm in that line. Let me get the hell out of it, because it's still just freaking whoops this deep.
Sand
The
whoops.
whole, yeah,
None of the Enduro is on property. The
it's on the opposite, on the
it's past
back
the fence.
corners.
All,
Yeah,
It's on National Forest. The entire Enduro is on National Forest. So, and they claim that no one rides it, but bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit. That course.
There's no way it stays that rough.
yeah, that's where I learned my hatred for sand whoops. Because I brought my 350 down there just to ride around. And I was like, okay, I'm going to race the 200. That's my Enduro bike.
Oh shit!
I should have raced the 350.
Yep.
Forgot that I got something for everybody here.
2 2s for everyone.
Yay.
Ooh,
Oh.
fireball. And it's cold.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Don't worry, I'll get it.
Talking about Florida, that'll make you think of Fireball.
Yeah.
Oh great! Now John's gonna give me shit if he finds out about this, since they're always drinking Fireball on their show.
Mm-hmm.
I like how I can hear everybody's scribble.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that.
Ugh.
I didn't know Watkins' like nickname was Fireball until Day in the Dirt this year. It's just like, yeah, I go into his camper and hang out, and he's just like, "Oh, it's a Fireball."
Yeah,
I'm like, of course I
that's
did.
all they drink on their show.
Yeah, and so no, then I started watching their show. I've listened to it, but then I started watching. I was like, okay. And then on the back of his jersey it says Fireball. I'm like, all right, well, this
You
guy
can
really
tell-
likes fucking Fireball.
You can tell some of the shows where they're lit at the end. It's some of the funniest shit ever. When they're just like, you can tell there's nobody home. And there's a few times I walked into their camper at Day in the Dirt where I was like, you guys are fucking gone right now.
I remember I popped in there at like 10:30 one night, and it's just like karaoke.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm leaving. All right, nope.
All right, so I knew you weren't there, but who else was there? Was it your brother?
Yeah, my
Or was
brothers, Mike and Scott, Jim and I think it was just the four of us that went down.
Yeah.
I remember there being an older guy too. I couldn't remember.
what-
or
Was
not.
Bill there?
You know what? How long ago was that? Bill died 8 years ago this year. So
No, he could. Yeah, he was there.
he was there. I don't
Yeah,
remember when that
because
was.
we towed one of your big ass trailers and had like
That was
18 bikes in it.
No, he probably was there then.
that was
Yeah.
probably like 15, 16, right?
That sounds about right because so,
Watkins, I think probably. If it was then Watkins was definitely there. He went to everything with us.
Mm-hmm.
so what's funny is like I actually had a cruise that week, and we were returning from the cruise that morning. And so I left my trailer at my uncle's house in Claremont, which is literally but in the middle of Croom and the port. So I just booked up, went to Croom, rode all day, and then we went home after that. So
Nice.
just the fact that you guys ended up being there at the same time was pretty much a coincidence. Like I had no
Meant
idea.
to be.
Yeah.
It's just it was fate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was fate.
And with that, how much pain and suffering has that fate brought you since then?
It pretty much sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Quite a bit, but not as much as that poison ivy all over your legs is.
Yeah, it's awfully close, Jim. You be
Dude, that's
careful.
disgusting. Get away from
I
me.
got it on my arms too. Give me a hug later.
Dude, if y'all are, whoever's watching, Anthony's body is covered in poison ivy.
Yeah.
He needs
Well,
a shot in the
look,
butt.
I didn't realize that my wife was going to be home when she was, and the sex doll and I had to exit stage left, and just,
Yeah.
Right in the
things
bush.
things got weird. Okay.
Methylprednisone.
Yeah,
It's
not-
a 6-day steroid. You need it.
Oh, it's a game changer.
I think I actually have an extra pack at my house if you want it.
Speaking of that, what's something you mentioned your broken leg? What's something you keep in your gear bag since that day?
I have a few of my extra morphine pills, just in case, and some Ambien. Got a couple hydrocodons. Because when I broke my leg at Calhoun, my motor blew up going over the big triple there, and it was just right on the face, and it just pitched forward. I jumped off, snap, and it was just me riding that day. I brought my dog. And luckily Elvis,
Oh,
and they helped. Everybody at the track was super cool. Loaded up my bike and helped me out. And I'm in the ambulance, and they're just like, "Oh, have you had any pain medicine?" I'm like, "No, give me something." I'm like, "Oh, well, we can give you this 800 milligram ibuprofen." I was like, "Okay."
We're strong.
Oh yeah, no, the thing was disgusting, and it took them until I got to the hospital. I'm like, guys, this thing hurts really bad, and so they finally gave me some Demerol in my IV, and that was great. And then for like when the pain was super bad, it was the morphine pills, and then it was something else, that I had to wake up in the middle of the night and take another one because it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep some of these, and so in my goggle bag in a pill case. If you ever go riding with me and you break something, I got you.
Which is funny because since you said that, I think I've got some stashed away, and it was in my RV, and I think I put it in like one of the tubs, like when I was emptying it out. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
because we were
started
doing
the same
Ridge
thing,
Runner
too.
when Derek got hurt. What did Derek break? Like some ribs?
Oh, he got his
or...
ribs.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he hit that. I think wasn't it the slick spot that they got us all that day?
Yeah,
Yeah, he got the slick
because I
spot.
had a big old bruise on my
Yeah.
butt cheek from that slick
That's the same race that
spot.
Michael broke his thumb like right there.
No, y'all weren't that one. It was the last race of last season. It was like Memorial Day last year.
Oh, yeah, I don't race on holidays. That's right.
Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah, so Gravitz over there at his truck, he like rode back. He's like, "Oh man, it hurts so bad." And I was like, "Oh," and I brought him my pill bottle, and I was like, "You want hydrocodone, or you want Ambien, or you want the morphine? Like, how bad does it hurt?" And he goes, "The fuck do you have morphine for?" And I'm like, "For
Don't
some-
have questions. Just which one do you want? Okay?
yeah. I was like,
You know what? Fuck you.
Your
No
wife,
milk for you.
yeah, your wife is here. She can drive home, dude. Like, how bad does it hurt? And he goes, "I don't want the fucking morphine.
like that's a little excessive.
I'll just take some regular ibuprofen." And I was like, "I don't know if I have that. I think I have some Bayer back and body."
That reminds me of the time I stopped at when I was working off Fulton Industrial, and it was like I was working second shift. So I went to the gas station down the road from there, and it was like 12:01, and they just changed the laws where certain places on a Saturday, so it's Sunday, so certain places could sell at a certain time. So I go to the gas station, and I'm like, "Hey man, can I buy beers here, or is that allowed here?" He goes, "No, you can't buy beers here, but if you go up to the light, we'll go through 2 lights, then make a right and go up to the next big intersection. There's like a Texaco there. You can get beer there." He's like, I was like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "But hey, I got some pills. I got some powder. What else? what else? You want some of that?" I was like, I just want some
beers, dude. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, until you're at the track broken with something and you don't have anything, that's when you start planning
Alex has,
ahead.
like, been there.
Well, I got a pill bottle in my case too for the same reason.
Yeah, Alex likes to break bones.
Oh yeah,
When he's with Jim.
pretty good about that.
We'll get in that. I wonder who's worse, me or you. And then honestly, for a while,
It's easier for me to tell you what I haven't broken.
for a while, it was like whenever I was broke, you were good, and when you were broke, I was good.
I think he probably does it like more serious. You just do it more.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
That fits.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say that because dude, when you do it, you fucking go all out,
Yeah,
dude.
it's a minimum year. The
Oh,
femur
yeah.
is 2 years.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you were out forever with the leg.
Dude,
that sucked.
the day I met you is when you were still on crutches from when you smashed your leg on the 350 whenever you got it.
Yeah, the first time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the transfer road out to the outer loop at Highland Park.
Straight out of Highland Park again.
Yeah, so where I broke my leg the first time was at Highland Park, and the transfer going to the loop.
The two-way. The
two-way.
little slow, the quarter-mile two-way.
I've walked that wreck 100 times trying to figure out what the hell I did wrong, but the only thing I come up with is that the back end hit something, broke loose a little bit, and I whiskeyed on the 4-stroke, and
Yeah.
off. That's all she wrote. And then
Yeah,
the
you're-
bike chased me. I broke my shoulder and my ribs and my lung from the tree impact, and then the bike squashed my leg, and that's what broke my leg.
Yeah, and that was the second time because you broke your shoulder, your collarbone at Moto Mountain.
No, I broke my arm.
Yeah,
I knocked out the very top of my humerus right there.
Yeah, so
Wasn't very funny, was it?
It was not.
no, so I remember calling your wife, and she's like, "Why are you calling me at like 12:30? Is Alex hurt?" And I was like,
There's been
"Yeah."
an accident.
And so he got hurt, and she was like freaking out. And so
But his penis is okay.
when he broke his leg, it was I called her again around the same time, and she's just like, "I feel like you're calling me to tell me Alex broke something." I was like, "Well, yes, but the good thing is we've already got him out of the woods."
He's out of the way.
He's like, "All right, well, what
Which
hospital is he going to?"
Which means different things in certain situations. Yeah, he's out of the woods, like he's got to live. Kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But that
No,
wasn't
for us,
that,
it's actually we got him physically
Yeah.
out of the woods.
He's not
but
in the
that
middle of
wasn't the
nowhere.
second time he's called my wife to tell her I got a broken bone. He called her for the arm. He called her for my collarbones. Called her for my first leg break. So now, if Jim calls Brittany right now, she's automatically going to assume I broke something.
Should we call her?
Guaranteed.
No.
Did he fall down the stairs? Like,
Yeah.
It happens, man. I broke my ankle that way.
Alex was trying to get naked on the 500. He slipped and ripped his dick off. Like, it's gone. Sorry.
Well, she was just
Sorry.
like, "All right, well, what hospital are they going to?" And I was like, "Hold on." I go run over to the ambulance, like knocking on the back door. I'm like, "Hey, what hospital y'all going to?" "Oh, we're going to Kennestone, or you're going
It's
what?"
probably
Yeah.
Floyd or something out there.
Kennestone. There was the closest hospital that would take my injuries because they were so severe
Yeah.
was Kennestone. That was the closest hospital.
Yeah, there you go. And then I took a picture with
Yeah,
him.
Highland Park. Yeah. 5 minutes after the picture was taken, Jim was back on the track riding.
What I love about this is that, and just
I guess he tried not to smile. Like, I'm hurt. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like broken collarbone, collapsed lung, 3 broken ribs, and a broken tib fib.
yeah. When I saw that picture the other day, I was like, I gotta save that one because there's a story here.
Yeah, that's when I figured out how to do the collage thing, and so I was like doing it with everything.
That
Yeah, I closed it up, and then I went back and rode the moto track because Shuey had just like prepped it, and it was primo, and
Yeah.
there was only like 3 people out there. Remember?
It was like you had to do this at the beginning of the fucking day.
Yeah.
be like, well, you're on your own. I'm going right.
Yeah, dude,
Like, sorry.
you're out. I'm out. I'll bring your shit home.
The track is primo. Come on.
Dude, same thing happened with Josh Stevens out there. And it was like a Wednesday. We went and rode, and that was when she was prepping it all during the week, and it was awesome. And there was nobody out there during the week. And so me and Josh get out there, we're riding, and he had done like 2 or 3 laps, and then he crashed and like fucking broke his wrist, and I'm still getting my gear on. And he comes back, he's like, "Oh man, my wrist is it's fucked up, but like, dude, the track is so good." And I'm like, "I know, I want to get out there." And he's like, "Don't worry, I was a Marine, I got a very high tolerance for pain."
Yeah, I got
And
it.
I was like, "All right, cool." So I go out there and do a couple motos, and I come back, I'm like, "How's it feeling?" He's like, "Man, it hurts." I was like, "All right, let me go get you a bag of ice." Get him a bag of ice. I go do like 2 more motos. He's like, "Man, really high tolerance for pain, but can we please go to the hospital? Or no, can we go to the VA? And I'm like, all right, well, I can still do some more motos out here, but I mean, if it hurts that bad, dick.
Like, okay, but when you're hurt, you're driving my ass back out here to ride since you can't ride.
Yeah, and that was the time where, like, I had just come back from Florida. I still didn't have a job, and so I was riding, scrubbing dirt in Highland Park, like, at least twice during the week. And then I was riding 2 or 3 times a week, yeah, with Josh and Mike McDonald and all those guys. I was riding a lot of moto.
I remember when I broke my collarbone at War Eagle, it was still like 3 hours left before anybody wanted to leave, and I was just there. And I finally called her, and I was like, or I think I texted her, like, hey, I'm not joking. Tell her that, hey, this is for real. I'm not joking. I broke my collarbone, and we're going to head back in a little bit. And she's like, well, what if you had internal bleeding? Like, just, I was like, no.
Like, I don't know. I wouldn't have called you.
I know what the fuck's going on. Like, and then since then, every single injury since then has been a little bit less of a, like, what the fuck were you thinking? What were you doing?
It's normal now,
Yeah.
so it's like, whatever.
Yeah, now I call her and just like, hey, yeah, oops, I did it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's
Call you Brittany.
like that. Which reminds me of with your buddy Ryan, because
Yeah.
I try to get some stories out of him and for you.
I'm not surprised.
And he said, no, because they're all just like, shit I did wrong. So, you have a bit of, so we're riding at Sand Mountain 2 weeks ago, and we're at, like, for his 125, he's 4th gear 3/4 throttle, and I'm a 3rd gear 3/4 half throttle, like a 50-foot speed double. And it was funny because we're like an hour into the drive home, and he's like, I know what happened. Because we're all like, what the fuck happened? His right hand slipped off the grip, up the face, and he's 20 feet in front of me. I just see, wheeling down the window, or rolling down the window, right? Lands, then falls into a ditch that then just ate him up with just like chigger bites and all kinds of shit. His fucking neck was swollen. Mosquitoes like fucked him up. But then when we were driving back, I said something like, hey, you want me to text your mom? You want me to call your mom? I got her number. And he's like, no, don't do that, because RJ would call her every fucking time that I got hurt. And she bitched me out.
Oh, dude, it was like, Lori, Brian's good. We've got him taken care of, but I'm gonna take him home. He had a stick at the time or whatever car, and I wasn't very good at driving a stick. So Tori would drive his car home, and then I would make sure he got all in there. Tell his roommates, like, hey, like, look, like.
Take care of him.
Yeah, watch him. He smacked his head pretty good. We don't want him to be all jacked up. But yeah, dude, it had to have been 3 or 4 times over a course of like a year or two. I was just like, hey, Ryan sucks, but.
All right, so the next one I want to get into, you guys know the rule. Don't mention the thing that it happened. So on the very first episode, which is actually coming up on a year. I looked at the date, June 27th.
I saw it said 10 months when I was scoping around earlier.
It's almost been a year I've been doing this, and I still suck at it, obviously. But I'm known for my pranks against you guys. Nobody believes a fucking word that I say. I literally have to be like, no, I'm serious. Like, I'm being for real. And then still it's iffy if you guys believe me on things.
Never.
But what I feel like started down this path is the epic prank that I pulled on Jim. So I blurred out enough of it. So in the first episode, we talked about bannering with Joe. And bannering is you're at a cool event and you see a banner there and you're like, I want that to remember this event. Because you know that it got paid for. Like, but we paid for it, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you feel. But it is stealing and it is wrong and people shouldn't do this. So anyways, so Jim decided to take a banner from a race that you guys did. We won't mention the series or the name or the event or the... No, I'm not going to do that. And
It's still hanging in my garage.
yeah. So Jim took a picture of that and then also put a picture of it hanging above his door. He's very proud of it. So I zoomed in on the picture that he took to show the banner of the race. And I created this picture, which is blocked out with Jim and I wearing fabulous jean Speedos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but as you notice, I'm covering up the picture. So the banner, just close your eyes and visualize. The banner's right here. And then this is all Photoshopped, people. They took about 20 pictures. I'm talking the time up here was Photoshopped. This person's name, they were erasing whatever her name was, Reed, like all this stuff. I even had to change it because it took me too long, and I didn't want him to think that I had like Photoshopped it. So I changed the time even to be like, I started this at probably like 6 p.m. So I changed it to 9 p.m. right before sending it. So yes, it says the series name. You can't read it. $150 reward for the information of the person who stole the banner from race this weekend. This was supposed to be auctioned off at the end of the series for St. Jude. Instead, putting out the money for the reward. And I'm sure someone will help cover that cost too.
Dude, what?
It literally hit. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's just said OBS disconnecting, reconnecting. What is happening?
Oh no!
It's just a good
That's what runs the whole program. So
opportunity it is.
Did you break it?
I'll start playing the video, and you got to take a pee break. So
I like it.
So
so yeah,
hold it.
he commented like, "This has got to be fake," or "I can't find it," and I literally was texted him right away, like, "Hey, I photoshopped that picture. Like, just play along." And then A3. Like, this can't be real. And I'm like, hey, I photoshopped this picture. Like, what? Like, I literally, like, I copy and paste to everybody in the group, and they started commenting.
Yeah.
on it.
Luckily, I was asleep, and so he made that work. And so, like, I wake up the next day, I'm like, oh shit. And Anthony, being the great friend he is, he's like, oh man, you know what? Bring it to me. I'll mail it back from like my work address.
That way, they don't know where it came
that
from.
way they can't, they can't trace it back because you entered into this bleep race and everything. I'm like, oh my god, that's brilliant. Yeah, let's do that.
I feel like you're stupid, but this is a really good idea.
What a great friend you are.
Thank you.
All right, so let's play the video of me announcing to the group that I took this, and then this is actually the second video because RJ videoed you watching this video, the first part, and you didn't get it. So it took a solid 1 minute of you explaining to him what happened for him to finally realize that this was all fake.
Well, Anthony, I was stoned, okay?
You guys enjoy. This is good stuff here. Now most prized possessions that what's up, fellas? I just wanted to share with you one of my now most prized possessions that I feel I earned, you know. With my Photoshop skills, I was able to acquire this from James Faucette, with him believing that I was gonna send it back to or however the fuck you pronounce it. But I photoshopped that pic, Jim, and suckered you from your banner. And if you want it back, you're gonna have to race me. I'm thinking like a Triple Crown event, like maybe like a moto and then a woods and then something like, you know, I don't know. We'll have to come up with something. So it'll be fair. I won't pull my bullshit, read the fine line stuff. But until then, that's staying right there. You gotta earn that bitch back. Or, if I win, keeping it forever.
You do realize that in the videos he was talking about for this, he photoshopped that.
He said I photoshopped it. No, that's not like he photoshopped it.
No, he photoshopped all this.
No, he didn't.
The whole thing's not real. He plotted this whole thing to get it from you.
Well, and then he must have talked to Austin. And because Austin was like, oh, I talked to
Austin was in on it.
So Austin was in on it. Austin said that.
Everybody,
What's going on here?
everybody knew about it.
You all knew about this.
Everybody knew about it. It was all fake.
Really?
Yeah, it's all fake. They're not really doing St. Jude. They're not really. There's no St. Jude. There's
So
no.
this is some elaborate thing
This
just
is
to
a
get the.
this is a very elaborate Anthony
You think it's
to pull one over on you.
It'll be Huntley's first speech trip or what?
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you.
100%.
They'll probably
100%.
love to
He
stay.
photoshopped it. Look.
You're not right, Daisy, Loretta.
Oh, Anthony told you. Oh, what you do that? Oh, you dirty bitches.
Yeah.
Anthony, I know where you live, man. You're fucking done, dude.
Got him.
The end thumbs up was the best. Got him.
Tori's good filming skills.
Yeah, it took me a minute to figure that one out.
Well, but I sold it so good. Like there was so many layers of that.
It was solid.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was probably that's in my top 3 of pranks. It's not the top one though, but it's up there.
Yeah, I was like, wow, he must really have, a
lot of
boner
free
for me to put all this together.
So did you end up? I don't remember. Did you end up doing a triple crown to get it back?
Yeah, so we did the motocross, and then we did.
That's right, because you barely beat him, and then he beat you at the hair scramble.
So I didn't barely beat him, sir. I waxed his ass at Calhoun. It was maybe that first place pack. Right there. Okay.
No, you barely beat me at Calhoun.
You're thinking of the race we did with Brandon where he broke his knee.
Yeah.
And
which was
we
the other?
mountain biked at Blankets Creek and Rope Mill that morning, and then we went race Calhoun that night. That's the one you're thinking of.
Okay.
That was your fault, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember whose fucking bright idea that was, but I was hating life at the end of that night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I know the end of it was the cornhole.
Cornhole, which
you talked so much shit that you were good at cornhole.
I'm the
you're
worst.
Fucking terrible.
Did I make one? I don't think I
know,
made
dude.
one.
It was bad. Like it was bad because that was after when we raced in Tennessee after the Storks race. Yeah,
that was round 2. That was the first race Brandon beat me at.
Yeah,
I remember that race. Yeah, but no, I knew I was bad at corn because I wanted him to get it back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was like one of those, like, all right, yeah, it's funny.
Oh,
but
you brought it to that race. I was getting it back whether I won or not.
Yeah, but then it would have been like who can break into whose house the best and all that stuff.
That's fine.
And then I would have actually got D'Amico to make a fake, so you thought you were getting the real. So that would have been really good. Like there'd be like a hidden penis in it, you know? You wouldn't see.
But more obvious, doesn't matter.
But I mean, as good as it was, like him getting the banner, like that was solid because like we were like leaving that race. And he's like, stop the RV. Dude, we stopped like literally, I don't know, 50 people just pulling out of this place.
Holding up traffic.
Holding up traffic.
Yeah.
He runs over like across the field, like up on the hill or wherever it was, snatches his banner, throws it in the RV, and we just take off. Like,
Well, it wasn't a quick snatch though, because when they put it on the fence,
they put a shit.
Oh,
they
yeah.
started industrial deck screws to hold this thing on. So Jim's like 1 foot on the post. Get this bitch
yeah, you can tell he went to it like he was like, "Oh, this is gonna be easy, quick," and then it was like, "Oh shit, this isn't coming off." Like he had to really work for it.
I'm too invested. I can't stop now.
I earned it. Okay.
And then I earned it.
Yeah.
And then didn't you guys go back like 2 years later and they had a camera on it? They had a trail cam facing it or something like that. I think you guys said.
I don't think I raced it after that.
No, I don't think we've been back since.
Fraser's
I've been
wife
back a few
says.
times.
You went there that one year when you were chasing the Citra stuff. You went by yourself, or like you and Michael or something. But I don't think I've been back.
Yeah, that's when Michael's RV broke down out there.
Full disclosure, it's not a Citra race. It actually isn't.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, your sound's cutting out pretty bad, bro.
Wonder why. It's probably whatever was going on with the thing a little bit ago.
Yeah,
Look, it's the amateur.
How's your Wi-Fi?
It's not even Wi-Fi. It's hardlined in.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. She texted me too. Why didn't she put us in a group chat?
Yeah, group chat, babe.
Maybe that'll work
Yeah.
a little better.
I'm gonna text her back. Show me your tits.
Here, I'll
I mean,
turn
it's
it
not
down
like
a
you-
little bit.
She wouldn't expect anything less.
Have you seen my wife's test?
It might just be us being so loud. Sometimes if you get so freaking loud that it just like overrides everything. Is that better?
I mean, don't ask me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I can hear it all
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is the audio side would be good because that's all taken out of this thing. So, yeah, but I was having some issues. It said it disconnected and reconnected it, so it's probably something to do with that. So, anyways, we're having a good time. Fuck all them.
You messed
Yeah.
up Comcast.
Did you pay your
Hey,
bill?
Xfinity, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Did you pay your bill?
I don't know.
Probably
I
not.
don't pay
Cheapest
bills.
fucker ever.
He's not in charge of that. His wife
Yeah.
does all that.
Actually, I am now. Been in charge of it since I've been working from home.
Stay-at-home dad. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm a stay-at-home husband. The kid goes to school. I stay at home. I'm a trophy husband, sir. Thank you very much. I mean, the trophy.
think- I don't
The
think
trophy's
you
like a
don't. I don't
rotten
think you
banana. Like
Listen,
it's not a good trophy, but it's a trophy.
They're like second and third place C-class trophies.
Yeah.
A participation trophy.
So you guys were talking about the RV, Michael's RV or whatever. Explain what the fuck happened to that thing.
Which
jumped it.
time?
Okay, yeah, which time? Tell the whole story.
I mean, this is on the way up to Virginia. Did you go with us?
No, I didn't. But start when he like first bought it and he was driving it back home.
Okay, so Michael bought this motorhome sight unseen from like a bank auction or
the
something
desert.
like that. Yeah, from Los Angeles. I think Los Angeles. It's somewhere in California.
It was called the Mandalay Bay.
And he flies out there to go get it, sight unseen. They get there, and the pictures of the motorhome look great. When they get there, again, it's in the desert. All the windows are open. They've been open for at least 6 months. So the whole inside of the motorhome is just dirty, covered in dust, there's just shit everywhere. And he gets a great deal on it. They say, whatever, hop in and start driving home. And they get to, I don't know where it happened, somewhere between Los Angeles and Texas, somewhere in there. They're driving down the road, and all of a sudden, Michael smells something burning. I can't quite figure out what it is. They don't think much of it. They think it's outside. They keep driving. And then an alarm goes off. They can't figure out how to turn the alarm off. So they fuck it. They just keep on driving.
Park brake?
Do what?
Park brake?
Park and brake? No, it's just there's just an alarm going off. They don't know what it's for, what's going on. Just keep on
So
driving.
instead of stopping and checking, they're just like, we'll just
keep going.
You know, it's fine.
And then the smell of smoke, the smell of fire gets a little stronger. So naturally, they keep driving. And eventually it gets, pretty smoky. I say smoky, but they enough for them to be like, okay, we need to check out what's going on. So they stop, and Michael looks over the side of the motorhome, and there's a fire like bellowing out of the bottom of the motorhome. And he had an electrical fire in the panel down in the basement below. They get that figured out, no big deal. They get it home.
Yeah, no big deal.
Get it home, get it fixed. And like 3 months fast forward, and Mike's changing the bulbs out of the taillight. Back in the motorhome. Changes one bulb, puts it in, puts it all together, goes out in his garage, gets something, comes back, and the whole back of the motorhome is on fire. Again, what happened? And Michael is trying to put the fire out with an axe. And his children are outside. And instead of telling his kids to go inside the house, he says, get in the motorhome. And we finally get the fire put out of there. And we have no idea what caused that fire. But that motorhome's caught on fire twice. And then we go to the Virginia National Journal.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way up there, and I know that you haven't been to that particular race, but the roads are fantastic. All the way up there, nice, big, long, beautiful scenic drives, nice hilly drives. When you're in a motorhome doing 70 plus, or a big bus like that, those big, long roads turn into jumps. And he I don't know if it's a railroad crossing or what, but the whole front end of this 42-foot bus completely left the ground, and then we landed. We kept on going, didn't think much of it. Steering's a little loose. That sucks. Whatever, no big deal. Get to the racetrack, and we have to race, enjoy the setup. It's great. Every time to leave, everyone's pulling out, right? Everyone's leaving, and we go to fire at the motorhome. Won't start.
How the hell did it get all the way there and then it won't start?
Well, what ended up happening was, I'm not a motorhome tech savvy guy. There's a part that broke, like a little blow-off valve or something on the very bottom that broke. And when that broke, it caused the motor not to air up. It was the air ride system that wouldn't air up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we ended up having to hang out there for the night, find a wrecking company to come get the motorhome out of a cow pasture. Finally found a company to come get it, and they towed it to their shop. And on the way they were towing it to the shop, they flexed the motorhome, and it split the fiberglass siding on the motorhome. So we get it to the shop. Turns out the part that broke was a $17 piece part. We get that, right? Get that replaced. They pay to fix the whole side. That all gets fixed up.
That's right. The company had to pay for that to get fixed. Yeah. I remember
Which was a
that
whole
now.
debacle in itself. Michael flies up there, gets the motorhome, drives it home, brings it to the motorhome RV place to get it fixed. And he completely just squashed the whole front suspension out and caused like $11,000 of just suspension damage in the motorhome. Too much jumping it. And then we sold that bitch.
But that's how the Frasers drive their motorhomes.
70 miles an hour at minimum.
Dude,
go.
Bill Watkins driving the Allegro, like over to the Sumter Enduro. He's like, "Oh, there's train tracks." If you hit it at 70, it's real smooth.
That's the theory. You hit a bump in the road fast enough,
you don't feel it. Yeah.
So
I've been
in
there
a motorhome,
before.
you just to the moon, take it.
So I feel like you actually need to go at least like 90 because of the size, right?
Dude,
There's your problem.
That's when I first started racing off road with them, and because I did one off road race, I'm like, this sucks. And Fraser's like, hey, come do this one, and I'll pay for your entry. You can ride in the motorhome and all that.
It's great.
Oh yeah, it's great. I'm just like, oh okay, you're gonna pay my entry, cool, I'll do it. And so yeah, here's some train tracks, and just rail it. And I'm like, how in the fuck is this thing still in one piece? How many miles does it have on? I was like, like 50,000. How does it last that long?
It was on his second motor.
Yeah. Old Allegro with a 454 in it, towing a 24-foot trailer with God knows how many bikes in the back.
How we got that motor was a good story too.
Yeah, but I was like, holy shit! Like, what are these guys doing? All right, this is kind of fun. I guess I'll go to the next one with them. Like the scariest story, motorhome wise, with the Frasers coming back from the Louisiana National Enduro. And that got rained out. We somehow survived the monsoon in 2017.
Yeah.
And they cut out like half the sections. And luckily we were on like a very early row. So I got second that day. It was a good day.
That's when Ryan Overton lost the overall because of the gas stop. We were there too long.
Oh, yeah. No, I showed up to like the fourth section like 23 minutes late.
I bet he was very calm and collected. And
yeah, stellar.
Yeah.
they got a speeding ticket on the way home.
I'm furious.
I've literally seen that guy about to like fight everybody in the pits at a Sorks race one time. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking Sorks race. What are you so mad at?
No, but if you ever go race that enduro in Louisiana, Camp Claiborne, super cool property, like old military base, all that cool stuff. 2-lane road for the last 100 miles before you get there. And so, like, of course, I'm cramping up in the camper, just like laying on the bed. Yeah, in the back of it. I'm like, oh my god,
less alcohol, more hydration, maybe.
Yeah,
dude, there's water and beer. Come on.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But I'm in the back on the bed in like the very back of the motorhome. And I look out the side window on a 2-lane, and I'm like, there's a car that's going the same direction we are. And so we're passing one of these cars on a 2-lane. I'm like, okay, we're like 80 feet long with this trailer. And then I lean up and I look out the front window, and there's a car that's not very far in front of us. And Michael's got his foot to the floor. I can see his head popped up because he's just slamming on it so hard. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking die. We're going to hit this thing. I'm going to go straight through. And he did that probably 7 or 8 times.
Oh, yeah.
Just never let off. He was just ready to get home. And it was like, what, 8-hour drive?
No, it took us 13 hours to get there and 11 to get back.
Yeah. And I'm sure he melted the manifolds on the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that a couple times, I think. Do you remember at Sumter, we had to pull the engine cover off and tighten up all the exhaust manifolds? They all rattled loose.
Yeah, those things fucking do that. I had to do that a day in the dirt.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, hey, we heard the sound change. It's like, okay, before we leave, we got to tighten up the fucking manifolds.
Yep.
But those fucking big engines like that, but would you rather that or they snap off when you touch them? So, because at least it's pretty easy to get to with the doghouse. Pull them out. It's right there.
The way we got that motorhome is we went to like the Winnebago dealership, and they were trying to sell buy this big bus, Winnebago, $100,000 bus. This is what you want. This is great. Look at this shitty Allegro. How crappy this Allegro is. You know how dumb it is? You want to buy this Winnebago. It's so much better. And my dad's like, cool. I want that. No. That's not for sale. Like, okay, I want that. We ended up buying for like $35,000-$40,000.
Yeah.
Like, you need to just change your sales tactics here. It didn't work.
We're going to put this thing in a cow pasture. Give me that one.
Give me that one.
Yeah.
All right. Is it time, boys?
Another fireball shot?
We're already done?
No, I don't have any more fireball shot.
No.
Is it calendar time?
We only bought 4.
It comes in an 8-pack at the gas station, right? Or a 10-pack.
This is the cheapest beer that we know. Like,
well, hold on.
I'm surprised it wasn't.
Hold on. That was the actual fireball, not the ones you get at the gas station, because that's wine fireball. Mm-hmm. That was whiskey fireball you guys got, okay?
I didn't even know they were different.
Yeah, so if it's at a gas station, it's like wine.
It's not actual whiskey. It's it's like flavored alcohol.
Yeah, so it'll say cinnamon flavored whiskey, not cinnamon whiskey. You got cinnamon whiskey.
Okay.
And there's a 30-pack of Bud Heavies in there that you wanted. So
I didn't want a 30-pack. I just like Budweiser, man.
It's 10 each.
Did we talk about how he got off the Budweiser?
I did. I jumped off the train for a little bit and went to Heine's, but
Gout.
no, that's Coors Light, man. I made my gout flare up every time.
That was weird, man. Dude, I can't drink this. It gives me gout. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either until I was out on the
beer
beach.
gave you gout?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What?
Changing beer. Yeah, going from
Dude, there's
tranny
something
fluid to
about-
the other thing.
There's
fucked
something
them
about
up.
drinking Coors, man. I can drink one Coors, I'm messed up. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, you just can't handle the Rockies.
No, yeah, no silver
wait,
bullet
that's
for
Coors.
you.
I just went back to Budweiser and all's good.
All right, let's do the moment that nobody's been waiting for.
Yeah.
Everybody's been waiting for.
Let's start the calendar.
It's probably been mentioned in every episode you've ever done.
No, not every single one.
All but two.
All right, so what I did is I recorded a video of me flipping through every calendar we ever made. There's been 4 so far. But before we start, we
Show the original and tell them how it started.
starts from the first one. You tell how. Well, not how it started. I want you to tell the story.
That's the man that started
No. We'll get to that when it shows him drinking a Bud Heavy against your bike. But I want you to tell the story about how you tried to print the first one at Walmart.
Oh, shit. Well, like, yeah.
So, hold on, we were on a time crunch. There was a time crunch to get these done.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay.
Walmart fucked us.
It was like December 15th.
It
these are next
set
year's
back
calendars.
a full year. We would have 5 calendars if it wasn't for Walmart.
No, I think I tried like Vistaprint the first time, and it was just like, no, too much nudity. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do Walmart because fucking Walmart. Yeah,
They're classy.
and, I mean, and you got to go on there and you got to like design it and like upload the photos and then put every. Yeah, I mean, it took some time, and out of my work day. So yeah, I do the Walmart one. It accepts it. And I was like, yeah, you can pick these up like next Thursday. And I'm like, great. I go into the Walmart in Woodstock, and
It's classy.
yeah, no, I go back there and I was like, oh, here to pick up an order for Faucette. And the guy's like, oh, okay. And he like flips through it and he goes, I'll be right back. Like goes to get the manager. He comes back out and sir, no, we weren't able to print these. There's too much nudity. And I was like, what do you mean there's too much fucking nudity? I mean, like, you can't see my dong.
Or maybe see like half a butt
Like
crack.
man butt, like y'all print like baby pictures, like newborn baby butt pictures. It's like the same thing, but like a man, or like multiple men. And so, like, I worked so hard on the first one, and then it got rejected. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the second one. Walmart, let's go. They're gonna do this, and they accepted. I go there, and they're like, no, we didn't print this off. And so, I got fucking mad.
I believe the text was, I made a scene in Walmart.
No, I made a fucking scene. I was like one of those like people of Walmart making a fucking scene. Like, dude, I was hollering at these motherfuckers. And this is like the Walmart that I go to on a pretty regular basis.
I know the greeter by name.
Yeah. Oh, no, they make me do self checkout now, so fuck those guys.
So
yeah,
I remember
See you and
texting
turn
you.
off the lanes and they force you to do something.
I was fucking mad. And so after that, I was like, I'm not doing this again. And then I think I got Shutterfly to do it.
You did get Shutterfly to do it. But what's funny is I told you, I was like, dude, let's go back to there tomorrow. And I'll be like, look, this is for AIDS charity. My husband was trying to get this printed, and you guys refused to do this and like have one of you guys film it and like make a big scene. Like I tried to get him to do it. He was still so mad. He's like, no,
nah,
fuck
I'm
that place. I was like, dude, we could do some shit with it. Come on, let's do it. All right, let's start the show. Anybody with young children?
Enjoy it.
You might want to look away.
Mm-hmm. That's the play button. Looks like a triangle.
Sideways.
Sideways triangle. Ooh. That's Fraser's bike. Hey. Yeah, there's RJ's. Mm-hmm.
I gotta make sure I don't show people who don't want to be shown.
It was so fucking cold.
Oh,
out there.
it was
like 20 degrees outside.
We're at Highland Park, and I unloaded my bike, and it was like 30 degrees, and I was like, you know what? Sit on it. I fucking dare you.
So he did, and it was very cold.
Mm-hmm.
Very,
I mean, it was pretty cold in the van too, because it was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like
Whose bike
rainy.
is who? Because these are different bikes.
So that's Fraser's 450.
And
No,
That's my
No, is that your 450?
Yeah,
my 450,
yeah, that's
yeah.
your 450.
And that's my gas 450.
Okay.
That's right. Forgot you had a gas.
Yeah, that's gas.
Had to copy me.
Oh, here's the very first one of Jaron and I.
Oh.
That was the first one I partaked in. That was Brandon's bike. We got Austin taking a Bucky's.
There's a
I like
lot
how
of
it's become a
those.
staple in our group. Whenever anyone goes to Bucky's, there's at least one of those.
Yeah, there's everyone.
That's the only reason I buy the sausage on a stick.
Dude, what
I don't even eat it. I just want the picture.
Oh no, I mean I eat it.
What was it?
I
It
like
was
it. They're great.
Dry Creek. We were going to that Dry Creek race in Alabama, and I was sitting in the back of the van. We stopped at Bucky's, and that was my first time getting one of those. And I remember eating it. It was like, this is fucking awful.
They're not good.
Look, it's so expensive, but you guys buy them all the time because fucking Austin took this picture.
What are you talking about? They're delicious.
No, it's
Yeah.
awful.
I've never had
I've
one.
had way better penis sausages in my mouth.
Uh-huh.
That was
The
also
cheesesteak burritos where it's at Bucky's.
that was also the trip where I'm in the back of the RV on my laptop just crunching away, not saying anything, and you guys are like, "What are you doing?" And after forever, I finally was like, "I'm writing a fucking movie script." You guys are like, what?
What?
And then I
That was
finally
that way to Mill Creek.
no, that was Dry Creek.
It was Dry Creek.
That
you
was
went to?
Dry
Okay.
Creek. That was a hair scramble we were going to.
That was that one in Alabama.
yeah,
right.
it was like it was south of Birmingham, like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And we came up with a way better story plot than you had, so you're welcome.
Have you brought that up on your show yet?
Yeah, it's been brought up.
So his story it's decent. I mean, it's good, but me and Fraser, we came up with such better ideas.
All right, here's the problem with your guys' ideas. It involved real people and too much real shit where you got to put bleep person into it, screaming at bleep people for doing these kind of things, and then you got to do that. Like,
Yeah.
it was too real where there's lawsuit issues with that. So you can use
you can
a
use
bit
those
of reality.
people, but like name them something else.
Yeah, but you can't, like, you guys are wanting very specific things. Where I'm like, you can't use those specific things. You can use a hint of specific things.
No, he's fucking wrong. Like our ideas were
They
way
just name
better.
them different. Like, marry me, McGrath.
Yeah.
What?
Totally different.
Hear me, McWrath.
Oh, McGrath. Okay. I heard Marry Me McGrath.
That's what I
was like,
said. Like a completely different name.
Yeah,
Makes them shit up.
there's no resemblance to this guy at all.
Yeah. So maybe one day he'll publish this.
By the
thing.
way, I remember you guys being like, "You're fucking with me," and I'm like, "No, I'm not.
I thought-
I'm fucking."
So I
heavy
wasn't
into
on
this."
that trip, and it was talked about in the group for I don't know how long, and I really thought it was bullshit for a long time. And then I'm like, oh wait, you're for real? Like this is okay. I'm like, all right.
No, that's the thing is, if I get to where I'm like, I can do this, this is a good example. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can do this. I'm gonna fucking go for it. So
You know,
it's not good. It's never great. It's a B+, but it's not great.
A for effort. A
yeah,
for effort.
yeah.
All right, everybody's tired
All right,
of staring
all right,
at
back to this.
Austin and his sausage
No,
stick.
hey, so I'm changing camera angles over here. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was going to say, was it been on that picture this whole
No,
time?
it's been all right. Oh, this is the
So-
early one.
So this was the first full nude photo.
Yeah.
The ones before this were mellow.
You know how old it is because there's my fat boy in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's the Harley.
Yeah, that was
Not the fact that's a
I'm-
2017 KTM.
I'm pretty sure that's when if I was to call Overton, that's what would pop up.
Yeah.
Oh,
And also you notice that that RJ's missing the leprechaun beard. He doesn't have the leprechaun
Yeah,
beard
yeah.
on right now.
I started that later in life.
the neck beard is strong and RJ's. That's good.
Hey, one day maybe it probably won't, but maybe one day it'll come in.
I feel like every time I see you that you're like after my Lucky Charms. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll get them.
Oh, yeah. That was the second time that bike got hit.
Yeah. Oh, I had to hit it with the graphics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The graphics were
And the
Yeah,
Mega Bomb.
I do like the step.
The what?
Hey, I'm the
The
one
Mega
that
Bomb,
got
man.
that jersey on that deer. You guys couldn't figure out how to get the jersey on. Do you remember?
Yeah,
It was at one of your holiday sweater parties.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
one of RJ's first deer.
Yeah, that was
he-
my first buck with antlers, and I didn't
No,
have
who the
room for
fuck is
it. So
calling? John Mann.
Someone's calling.
Who's John Mann?
Frank's brother? No, that's his Bill, isn't it?
Oh, it might. Hello, you're on with Campfire Moto Stories. Who do we got?
I just saw the naked people pop up. I'm gonna have to change the channel.
Oh, Frankie.
he's been waiting.
What's up, Frank?
Good Lord have mercy! I didn't spend enough time at the Harbor Freight a while ago.
Hopefully, you're not buying parts for your plane at Harbor Freight.
Just the bolts.
Oh,
Just the bolts.
You guys knew that he took up my wife. And
Yeah,
kid.
yeah,
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's sick.
Actually, and I don't know if any of you guys text him, but I text Frank this morning at 7 a.m. to ask how he was doing from his surgery. And I said, "Are you a she or a they?" And apparently he's neither. I don't know. What are you now, Frank?
The she it.
Oh, you're the shit. I got it. Nice.
Smooth.
What's up, Franklin?
I'm doing good, boy. I think the better story was taking Braylon up there. Braylon did awesome.
My kid's name is Brayler.
Well, that kid, I took him too.
It's okay. It's okay, Fucky.
Yeah.
Frankie, sorry.
I've ridden long enough in that plane.
Oh, we're getting to that trip.
Come to think of it, I think Frank's bikes never made the calendar.
Ooh, that's a very good
challenge.
point.
There's multiple bike sets.
No, but I was a cameraman for a couple of the famous shots.
You were, yeah. Yeah.
And let me tell you, there's a lot that goes into being a cameraman. You see things that you don't get to see in the still photos.
It's hard
There's
to keep
always an
everything.
available position for you, Frank.
It's honestly, it's wild how talented I am at taking them by myself. Anybody else feel that way?
No, I just get Tori to take them.
Like every single time, I don't have
When
somebody.
you say taking them by yourself, do you mean taking pictures of yourself by yourself
I
naked?
just set up a video, and I'm like, oh, this is a good angle. Set the video here, let it play, and then just take screenshots from the video.
Oh yeah, well there's one later
I
on.
just want to hear the motocross stuff.
Hey, we don't do that shit here, okay? We're original.
Yeah, well, maybe Greg Day is tuning in right now, and he knows what. Yeah, taking a video and getting some screenshots.
The trick is you get the dude's wife to take the picture. That's what's even funny.
I had just met Greg's wife, and I wasn't about.
But that's not the first wife that's taken the photos.
Nope.
Because the other one ended up on a beach towel.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good one.
starts with a C, ends in a S.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I actually think that I think we've got, what do we got, Jim? We got Cameron, Randy, Richardson. Who else did we get?
Well, we're going. You
Famous
called at the
bike.
wrong time. We're going through all those right now, sir.
No, just keep them on and keep
Oh, I
playing.
called the wrong time?
Yeah, no, we're like halfway through the first calendar, so
You
we're
call it anytime,
chronologically
Franklin.
going through the calendar right now.
Oh yeah, Cameron.
Oh, well, I can hang up.
J-Ride did the Cameron video.
What was best about the
he
Cameron
did,
one
didn't he?
was, in any of them, I think my favorite part about getting the videos is recording the person's reaction
Oh yeah.
to them seeing us naked on their bike, because so many people have no idea.
Right.
Now they know.
Yeah.
But before, they had no idea. So it's just like, why the fuck is there a naked guy on my bike? Like, Cameron doesn't know you.
You can cuss on the radio?
Yeah, he does now.
God damn it, Frank. This isn't.
It's a podcast.
It's not the radio. Okay? The FCC isn't listening to this, okay?
You can say whatever you want, Frank.
I didn't think you were supposed to cuss on the radio, but that's all right.
This is my show. I can do whatever the hell I want.
No, I dig that. I thought you had to be like private or something.
There's a disclaimer at the beginning of the video,
Hold on,
I think.
Frank thinks we need to be private when we're literally showing fully naked guys.
Picture RJ.
As
Is this like
RJ.
showing on the video? Like I'm just
Maybe-
paused for like 5 minutes.
No, it's on us right now.
Oh, okay, okay.
I got some fucking switching cameras.
Okay,
and
cool.
shit.
You don't,
Do you want
Maybe
it to
it's
be
a
on you? It's on you
generational
right
thing.
now.
No, I don't want everybody to just stare.
Hey, is Valerie watching right now too?
When are you at
No,
work
I sent
next,
her
Frank?
outside.
You get your
Well,
ass
go
excited.
get Valerie. We want to talk to her.
She's way better looking.
Yeah. Her hair is fantastic.
I'll let her know when she walks in. She's literally outside talking to the neighbor
Oh.
about flowers. This could go on for hours. It was a great time.
Why don't you go and just hand her the phone with a YouTube video while she's talking to the neighbors? Like, hey, look, my friends are on a show right now talking about all the naked photos I took of them.
Then it'll be at the cell phone store picking up a new one tomorrow. She
Yeah,
drops it
we
on the
got to
ground.
get Frank's bike now. I did not realize
Yeah,
that.
I didn't either.
got it.
That's
Hey Frank, what are you doing the next 7 days? Can we get like a calendar?
Are you out of
or
town
like
anytime
a...
soon?
It's funny. I sold all my bikes just this week.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're gonna get some more soon, I'm sure.
The bad thing is we all know where your bikes are stored in your house. We've been over there enough times.
Yep. Been there.
Hey, he did say.
Hey, we could just get his plane.
Oh, I didn't Photoshop me.
Oh, no. No balls. No balls on aviation equipment.
So we're drawing the line.
It creates drag.
The slug trails will cause.
It may go faster.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, Frank, glad you called in, but we're going to get back to the calendar. Try not to get a...
Get back to the calendar. Yep. I just wanted to let you know that I'm watching you,
and you have a boner. We got it.
You still get those?
No, not these days.
Well, we'll try to help with that. All right. Bye, Frankie.
All right. See you, Frank.
Bye, Frank.
Love you, bud.
Love Frank.
He already hung up. All right. Let the show go on.
Oh, shit.
The awkward 4-second pause. Shit.
All right. So there's RJ's one.
Yeah. That gas was fresh.
Oh, there's Boomer's waiting.
Oh, Boomer.
This was pretty funny because you got a bunch of
Dude,
videos.
I have so much gold from when I was wearing a GoPro for either Chris crashing, Fraser crashing, Jim's ass on the side of the trail.
Ooh.
Like, I mean, it.
Can
it
you
was good.
Can you zoom in? Can you get JP Ballsack's money face?
Oh fuck! I didn't realize that was there. Well, actually, you can't zoom in on the video.
No. Everybody look at the top right picture.
Right here.
Whenever we got dong in the photos, whenever you sell a bike and you get a big old wad of cash, you get that money phone.
Oh yeah.
JP Balzer, love the dude for real. Big fan. I wish he still raced, and I get to see him at races. But
he
posted
makes some tool posts every now and then. And one of them was like calling on my money phone.
Big fat one. I think that's what started.
That's
it.
what. Yeah. That's
That's
what
what started. So that is
Eight
like
man and ones is like 3 inches thick.
Yeah, I know. Like that is saved on my Snapchat to where I can put it anywhere I want. Fucking love it. And so anytime my dong was like in, yes, that one.
You already had it prepped and ready, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna. Whoa, what the hell?
Well, yeah,
I just said he couldn't zoom.
Well, on a
there you
video, this is a picture.
So yeah. If you get a money phone, you got to like sell your bike, get a big money phone, boom, send it to your friends.
So we can't ever remember, is the money phone going to buy something or when you sold something?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, we kind of just use it for both.
Well, because you could, how often do you have a wad full of cash? You can be like, so
I used
to
to
or
check
from?
one time when I sold the camper because I didn't have cash. So
You held,
that's all I got.
your picture was like,
Yeah.
like, is this work?
Where's the one where like Charlie paid me like $3,000 in one?
Oh yeah,
and it was in
yeah.
a big fucking bag.
Yeah,
all messed
Charlie
up.
was good at that.
Yeah,
Alright,
there you go. There's
next one.
Boomer's R6. Yeah. There's
Oh look, there's my there's
RJ's 300 and him on my 450.
yeah.
Okay, so I was
those
wondering.
those were early. Those were early in there. That
Well,
was
yeah, look at your baby faces.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was 2018.
I gave him the tiger claws.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was one of the better poses. We've come up with some good poses since.
Oh
then.
yeah. I mean, you have to get creative. They're all yeah.
You know. These calendars are
All right.
Oh,
so
this is a great one.
There's the beach towel
It's
picture.
a fantastic one.
So this is when it started getting a little gay, and you were doubling up people.
No, it's fucking great. My balls are my dick was buried in his ass.
Yeah. Do you know how many times we almost fell off that bike on the stand in the middle of the fucking garage and had 0 hours on it?
And it was taken by
His wife.
grandfather.
His wife.
Yeah. This one dude's wife.
He never texted me
The
back.
best thing is
Gotcha.
he thought that she didn't know how to get in the garage.
Yeah.
Oh, we were gonna break
And,
it.
Yeah, so the one on the left, you guys printed onto a blanket and gave him as a Christmas gift, right?
It was like a month. It was in November or something like that. So I printed that picture on a beach towel. So it's like 3 foot by 6.
Yeah, it
It's
was
a big one.
massive.
Rolled it up and gave it to him on Christmas.
Well, no. We told her, I was like, whenever he goes to bed, go into the bathroom and switch it out for his like bath towel.
Oh, and then you guys were there for a party or something.
No,
right?
Like he woke up the next day to get ready for work, took a shower, and then grabbed his towel and it was us naked on the beach towel. And he was like, "What the fuck?"
And at that point, he didn't know you got his bike, right?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he was
how we
hell
found out.
bent on, you're never going to touch my bike. My bike is
That's
locked
right.
by like armed guards. You're never going to get my
He's
bike.
like,
I was like, okay,
he's like,
Yeah,
"You
all right."
can't even get in there. Yeah.
okay.
Dude, yeah, went to go dry off, get ready for work, and boom, naked beach towel.
He's probably like, "What the fuck?"
He still has my towel.
I'm sure he does.
He better.
He
So
probably
what's this
uses
one?
it. That was Fraser's 300.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was in a shop before said guy we know found out. We were taking photos in his shop
Yeah.
and put it into that.
Yeah, that got ruined later on.
Yeah.
Fucking Coleman.
Fun police.
Well, he didn't even take into consideration who was around.
All right, this is what started it all.
Yeah, so the one on the left,
Yeah.
that's how it started. That's
That's how
come on, man.
that's
What
how
are
it's
you doing?
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
There it
you
is.
go.
Okay.
Stop it.
So they started out super mellow. Jim was out of town. We were over there at his house, and so I just took on a Snapchat or something and sent it.
That's my other bike. You got both our bikes in that picture.
Yeah.
That's,
No,
my,
well,
that's my KTM.
Yeah, so the one on the left was first, and then a little while later we went to an enduro or something, and then your bike was there. So I was like, oh, cool, here's an opportunity to do this. So I had Tori take the picture.
Was that the same night you pantsed me?
No, but yeah, I do. Yeah, it wasn't the same night, but because there was nobody there. Then it was another time Jim was out of town or something.
Yeah, you know how long ago it was because my cabinets have 0 stickers, and right
Yeah,
now I
they
don't
were
think you
fresh.
can put another sticker on those things.
Dude, those cameras worked out so well how that played out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I got them too. They're sick.
That's straight from Wendy's
Yeah.
executive headquarters.
There's the Austins.
Yeah, so this was pretty funny. Our buddy Austin Palmer broke his collarbone. I had to go rescue him out of the woods. He called me like on our way back from a race, and he was like, "Hey man, I broke my collarbone. I need you to come get me out." I'm like, "Okay man, I got you." And literally put his bike on the stand in his garage, and I think I handed the phone to my wife. This is the second one. Brandon's bike with Jaron and I was the first. This was the second one. So yeah, I was like, "Yep, get this picture." He was pretty pissed.
I mean, we had done. We had
Was this
done.
during your pregnancy?
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got a weird beer gut on that. Like I've gained 20 pounds since then, and like yeah,
Shout out to Palmer though. I haven't seen him forever. He's doing
I
good.
text him to try to go like because his kids like to ride with my kid, and he always works on weekends like
So-
doing
Well,
part-time
he's
stuff.
kicking out. He's trying to get his company off the ground. So
Yeah,
good for him.
Yeah, so you know what's funny? We did a handful of these just, cracking up, thinking it was funny, and then Anthony caught wind of this, and he was
Yeah, like it had been going
holy
on.
shit, you guys get naked on dirt bikes?
Yeah,
well, I'd seen a
Did
few
we just
pictures.
become best friends?
Oh my god.
Well, I was like, I got to get in on this. And then I literally was like, do we have enough for a calendar? And you just said, you guys went to somebody's birthday dinner where you showed them. I remember like somebody text him the picture while you guys were all at the birthday dinner. I think it was Boomer's bike. And then
no, the birthday dinner was mine with my husky.
Yeah,
So Jim, we went out to Guston's for my birthday or whatever. Well, Jim was running late. He's like, "Oh man, I forgot something, traffic, whatever." So then we get there and it's like, I don't know, there's like 30 of us in this room. And everybody's like, check your phone. I'm like, dude, I'm talking. I don't give a shit about all my people are here,
Airdrop.
Finally, he airdrops it to me. And I'm like, you motherfucker. Like, because I thought, like, when we were leaving the house, I was like, no, they're not going to do it. Whatever. I thought I was good, but I forgot. Brittany used to live with us. She has a key to the house. So they were late because they were on there taking, he was on my bike.
What I remember was that was dinner where I had said it like the next week and you guys were like, we just talked about it. We almost have enough for a calendar.
Yeah, well,
and that's what kicked it off then too.
Well, I mean, because it'd been going on for a few years before you got wind of it.
It was like
at
least 5 years.
It started in like 17. Those first ones were like 2017. Obviously, my bike 300, that was 2018.
Yeah, that YZ was a 17.
2022 was the first. It would have been 21.
It would have been 21 because you made the calendar.
Walmart.
Fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
I thought they're supposed to be pro men's rights.
Yeah.
Tell you what, if you've ever been in that shop, you know exactly what shop that is.
That turned it on to that.
That's my gas, and yeah, he got a little excited there.
Yeah, so that's our buddy Coleman who ruined it doing it in the shop because he didn't look at who was around and just dropped drawers and just took nudes. And then we got Austin Franklin, and that's
it's
Mark Anthony.
It's Mark on Austin's wife's body.
I made that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sandy McBaggerson.
Sandy McBaggerson. Mm-hmm. Sure did.
All right, so that's everything from the first year calendar. So let's move on to the next year calendar. All right, so this was 2023.
I still have all these.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I still have the individual photos that you fuckers put in my boxes to open up.
Ooh,
yeah.
This was taken at Jim's work. And what I love about this one is the fact that Mark Anthony's van broke down and Jim did him a solid favor. And like, what'd you do? Towed him back, or you brought it back?
Like he limped it back. He like broke down on the way back from like Ridge Runner in Rome, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm right here." I'm like, "Dude, if you go like 3 more miles, you'll get to my warehouse. Just drop it off there." I went and picked him up, drove back to my house, and I still had the moto van. I let him, like him and Jen and Colton, drive my.
Was he alive then? 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm like, "Hey, y'all, just take my truck. I'll drive the van until you figure it out." And they're like, "Holy shit, that's so nice of you." And I was like, "Yeah, it fucking is." and so he's like, "Oh, I locked up the van. We have 3 Sprinter vans for our deliveries," and so I was like, "I know how to get in this bitch." Yeah. So I rolled out. My brother actually took these pictures. He's like, "What the fuck? Why are you putting it in the back of the warehouse?" And Mark was actually like at the warehouse. He was working in one of our offices. Just like
that's right.
While he was waiting on parts to come in from our Sprinter guy that was down by Dixie Speedway. And so he was there while these pictures were taken.
Yeah, I remember. I think you dropped him in the group while he was still there, so you could get his reaction.
Yeah. Actually, the one on the right, my brother was like, "Hold on, your ball sack's hanging out a little bit." Like tuck it up, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
So the left hand is holding up your balls right now.
Yeah.
I do like how you came up with the tainted bike and then the model names.
Yeah, that was me.
That was good.
Because. Well, that's the thing is I gave everybody the option. It's like, what do you want your name to be, right? And he immediately was like, Hugh Janus. He knew what his fucking stripper name was before anybody.
One of my high school buddies did gay porn for a little while, and that was his stage name. Yeah.
So hold on. Did he do gay porn, or you said
no,
stripper?
No, he did gay porn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So did you stumble across these videos on accident?
Well,
the same dude that went to Richards?
No. That was my roommate Roger. No, this is another guy.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say his name because there's a lot of our other friends from high school that know exactly who it is, and his name was Hugh Janus. And I'll send you I'll send you like his intro video after this. It's pretty good.
Anthony's gonna save it his favorites.
He's like, "Oh no, hold on, I knew who that is."
So this one was pretty good because I actually didn't know Casey or meet him in person. But this is Casey Campbell's bike, and he was at the what's the race that we just did before Dan Dirt? The alligator.
The alligator, yeah.
So yeah, I got to meet him for the first time.
This past year?
Yeah, at the alligator enduro. So I'm good. I still got my back up over here.
I'm good.
It's only like 14 turns home.
Yeah. So this is pretty good because I remember this is one of the very first like really good videos of getting somebody.
Yeah.
Like somebody got a surprise of like,
oh you got it. Yeah.
And what's really funny is how beautiful the background is, right? Like
oh yeah, it's so majestic.
It was West Virginia or Virginia race. There was some.
I think it was at the Virginia race. They stayed in like a cabin or something pretty close. I think that's what it was.
So they're all sitting around the campfire. Oh, this one was really good. So I actually showed this video.
Christian's bike.
Yeah, Christian's bike. But I showed the video of Billy showing Christian that I got his bike not too long. Oh God! Fuck. Jim is.
You forgot my beer.
He is not an amateur. I will give him that.
Professional.
Okay? He pulled out another one.
Professional. Hold on. Did that come out of your ass?
No, it's pocket.
Prison wallet.
Welcome back, everyone.
So yeah, Christian's bike. So I just showed the video of Christian finding out that I got his bike the other day. All right, what's the next month?
How many viewers have we lost since we started doing this?
All of them.
Yeah.
So Will Walker.
So William actually walked up as I was taking these, or Jim was getting naked, and he walked up and he's like, "Oh shit!" And he just turned around and was like, "Do what you got to do."
Yeah. It was already happening.
You know what's funny? That never made the calendar. I tagged his kid's bike when I was buying my kid's bike from him. You remember that? I sent it in the group.
I remember it because we were like, that's a little
Like,
far.
That's where we draw the line.
Yeah.
That's a 4-year-old's brand new bike that you just got.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, Anthony? And I was like, okay, I guess I shouldn't put that in the
Oh,
calendar.
my bad.
Yeah.
Look at WW running those.
Apparently, you guys have boundaries.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, there's a camper picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
whose camper is that?
Oh, it's Bobby's. Well, it's right there in the bottom.
Damn it, Bubba.
Yep.
Oh, I like your camper. Bed's comfy.
All right, this one was really funny because this was at a Sorks race. This is at
Wadley.
This is at JP's
Yeah.
family's compound, right?
Yeah, Wadley.
I love how RJ just like knows where the fuck
Dude,
anything is.
Yeah, well,
I remember the randomest shit. I don't know what it is.
he's like, "Do you remember that the green leaf next to the rock that was weird?"
Yeah, no, with the caterpillar that had the red stripe on his back.
It waved at me as I went by.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. That's,
2.5 miles in, like 3 branches up.
I'll try to start explaining something from a race and be like, "Oh, it's this," and I'm like, "You know what? Nobody's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about." I'm like, over there.
Like,
You know,
no
RJ,
idea.
If you would go faster, you wouldn't see all this shit.
I mean,
it's good pretty quick. It's hard to keep up with. Right?
All right, so this one was really funny because Mark was like, "You guys aren't going to get mine," because this was when we were ending the new bike rule. Because everything prior to this was like, it's a new bike. We
Gotta
got
get
a
a
new
fresh
bike.
Before
and, like everybody got bikes all like in the COVID years or whatever. Like
Yeah.
nobody was getting new bikes anymore, so we kind of had to start getting
Like
we had
just
to change
when
it
you
up.
got
yeah.
a chance,
Mhm.
right?
Like,
Like and
no
it just-
bike is-
Anthony would get a stranger's bike and still get on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
At
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You guys are
Random as
Oh my god,
I have no idea.
I forgot about that. You guys
Dude,
were
'cause
like,
you got
don't
Crane's
put
bike.
that in the
Yeah, you got
calendar.
Crane's
And there
bike,
was a
and then you-
random person's bike at the Sorks
Just on the back of the
banquet.
hauler,
On
or
their
like
hauler.
the toy
Yeah.
hauler,
Yeah.
like the hauler on the back of the trailer hitch.
It was a Kawasaki. That's all I can remember. I can find the pictures in my phone. I'll find them.
I got
All
a
right,
whole
so-
album of naked dirt bike pictures.
So yeah, Mark thought he was safe because he raced this bike one time before, and literally as I walk up to Jen, because Mark told her like at
Yeah,
the first
don't-
race,
like,
don't
don't-
let
yeah.
anybody in. The second race, she just unlocks and goes, go.
Yeah.
And then
we were at signups and when you did that.
Jen's a total bro like that.
So I literally Coleman took these pictures actually, and that was the best one. I was like a nipple grab. I had to beat your Tiger Claw, right? I was like, what's the next best thing from Tiger Claw, right?
Nipple grab.
So nipple grab with an ass cheek. I can't tell if my hip is bruised or not, but something's going on.
It's like 2
So
more years
the
of
funny,
college.
the other funny
Yeah, I
thing with
know.
this is Jimmy Barron's son.
Hunter. Yeah.
Snitched me
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I literally reloaded the thing back into the van. It was perfect. And Mark had no idea. And then Hunter goes, "Hey, man."
My mom texted me. She goes, "I didn't know you were such an exhibitionist." Hey, Mom.
Hi, Lisa.
Yeah, you learn something new every day, huh?
Lisa, I'll call you later. Anyways.
RJ's a lot of pictures.
So literally, Hunter snitched me out. And I was like, "You fucked up, bro." And he's like, "What?" I was like, "You're next." And this, like, he was young, right? He was scared. He was like, "Oh, fuck."
He's young, but he's a big dude.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you're a small guy, so
Yeah,
I mean
but-
everybody's big to you.
yeah, but most big guys are fucked.
We went all through this. Anthony is very small.
I'm the average height for a male. Okay, 5'9".
A
All right?
European male. I
In
guess.
Asia.
And I make up with it. I make up for it in effort. Okay.
I mean, and poison ivy.
All right. What's the next one?
This is gonna take forever.
Yeah, it will.
Oh yeah, that's
do
my
we-
bike.
Did you ever talk? Did you ever reach out to him?
That was
I don't know
look
who
at
the center
Boomer
guy
in the
is.
back.
Yeah, he's on the
I love it.
All right, we're gonna go past this one.
When I started using props.
Yeah.
All right.
One of my
this
favorites.
was good. Yeah. So, well, hold on. You guys were talking about how
Mark.
Grant's bike was
yeah.
falling. No,
They're almost falling.
no, their bike fell over during this picture. That's why their face looks like it does.
0 hours on that thing.
Where's
Yeah.
Mark's right hand?
So this was at one of Jim's Christmas
So
parties.
yeah, it was at the Christmas party.
And I put into their ear, like, hey, RJ's house isn't far away. RJ's here. You guys can get into his house. And they're
Which
like,
my mother-in-law was there, so she let them in.
Oh,
Or unlocked
yeah.
the door because she was watching my daughter.
Yeah, because that's Jim's
Robin?
tacky sweater on the right.
I don't know who you're talking about. We're going to go to the next one.
Yeah, Spanky McBendover.
All right, so this is a really good one.
Oh, yes.
Because, and what's funny is I saved the picture on the left because this was the season that you won 30A for the second time or the
That
first time?
wreath looks on point, by the way.
Yeah.
Second time, yes. That is a majestic wreath.
So I literally, my dumbass, Jim breaks out that bottle like you see right there, and he's shaking it up, and he's like, "This is gonna suck." And I said, "I don't care, hit me." And part of me felt like I owed him to let him do this to me from the banner, because this is the banner,
Yeah,
view,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Dude, that fucking thing shot out past my head and sprayed me in the eyes, so I couldn't see for 3 minutes. So literally, he champagne sprayed me in the eyes so hard.
And it was a big bottle of champagne.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd also like
that-
to add that Gavin actually got first in his class at
In
the
double
Cherokee.
A.
Yeah, in double
Double
A
A.
at the Cherokee Enduro that day that I got naked on his bike
Just
that
do
morning.
the taint stain.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
rub my
when
balls on it.
nobody gave a fuck. There was no rules anymore. There's no at night. There's no sneak attack. It's
That was
just-
like 7 a.m.
Gavin,
I
he's
woke
the
up in the
best
morning and was like, I'm gonna take a pee outside and just get the day started. And I was like, ooh, a dirt bike. Fuck
So
yeah.
my payback for Jim spraying me in the face was that's his 30A award on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Me naked with his 30A sweater wrapped around my neck right
Yep.
there. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, what's the next one? Oh, damn it! I meant to save the video of Fraser. Oh, or not
Oh,
Fraser.
Boomer coming-
Boomer coming out of the
Boomer coming out of the
I've been
box.
stuck in here for 8 minutes.
I've been in here. I've been here
So, yeah.
since on Austria. My mom's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, the video does it justice. Trying to explain the video is kind of hard, but
Yeah.
basically, like when you buy a new bike, it's all created, it comes all wrapped up, and this my new that's my 300, right? Yeah, it's my 300.
Yeah.
You were done with 4 strokes at that point.
At that point, yeah. I don't race 4 strokes anymore. Yeah, and it shows up. It's on the dock, and they're unclip the snaps, pop open the top, and Boomer pops out of the fucking box. Says, I've been in here for ages.
But yeah, that was cold as shit that day too. That
was
was
a cold race.
at one of the Rome. No.
that was the one in I know it's what it is. It's the one at Chatsworth.
Chasing Downs. Or no. The Chatsworth.
Scurry
Scurry
Murray.
Murray.
Yeah.
That's in the pits. All right, so you guys were talking about the Sorks events where I got bikes. So that was on the way to the Sorks event was Jim's bike on the right, and on the left is Mike Crane's bike.
Oh, at the
Sorks
banquet.
race. And that red truck you can barely see behind the white truck, that's the one that had the Kawasaki on the back that I was like, oh, fuck it. I don't know this person, but they brought their bike to a awards ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm getting naked on it.
I
so
saw
fuck
this
it.
super adventure last week.
This has got to be the weirdest picture of any of the pictures we've got. Like, doesn't he look like Scarface or something?
No, he looks very disproportional.
Like,
you know.
what is going on in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta put your weight forward there, Mark.
Yeah, but no,
his toes are on the pegs. He's not duck footing right now.
You know he went to work that day because his hair's done.
Oh, this was the best one. All right,
They're
so
all the best one.
what? No, because I had a husband and wife plot against each other. I came to their house in 2 separate events.
For the same reason.
Yeah, like one was like, "You're gonna get his bikes," and she brought me over, and then he's like, "You're gonna get her bikes." He brought me over. 2 separate events.
That's the only time where a wife can invite you over to get naked and it's okay.
So, being this was December, I of course had on my Christmas attire. So, yeah. And that was the end of the 2023 calendar. We're halfway there, people.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah.
There's 4 years.
4 years.
Did you get the raw bottom? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Raw
there's-
Bottom Productions.
Yeah.
All right.
A special nudie.
Nope, shit. Nope. Fuck. Oops.
They don't know who it is. It's okay.
No.
Buff bang.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
This is Cameron Steele's bike.
That's a good
Oh
one.
man, that was a funny time.
Man,
was a good trip.
Ouray, Colorado. We woke up. I mean, obviously,
And that
we're
shit
in
was parked
Colorado.
right outside our place too. Like Cameron was nowhere near his
Guys,
bike.
if you guys ever get a chance to do the Colorado 500,
Strongly
it's
suggest it.
amazing. And so there's what 250 bikes, and we occupy Ouray, Colorado on the halfway point of our trip. And so literally beside me is bikes all the way down the side of this place. And so, yeah, got naked that morning,
Yep.
got all over that bike. Coming to find out, Cameron Steele is a bit of a germaphobe.
A little bit. He was not super thrilled.
You know, Frank was like, "Oh my god, you guys got Cameron's bike. I'm gonna." He showed him later that night
The video.
video.
the
was
video,
great.
and he was like,
What the
"Dude,
fuck?"
what?" And of course, it's Cameron Steele, so he brought 2 bikes, and so he did not
So
ride.
So he
that,
set one of them on fire.
yeah, just about. And so I kind of felt bad after that. Not
Wait,
really.
wait. You have a conscience?
Well, Jim's been labeled the nudist at the Colorado 500.
Yeah.
It's like, who's that? Oh, that's Jim.
Yeah. Well,
Because-
I wear my Speedo around.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was his next trip at the Colorado 500.
There it is.
For those that
There's
don't,
Frank Mann that just called in.
Fucking
for
glorious.
those that don't know what the Colorado 500 is, it is a charity ride across Colorado. You hit different towns, but more importantly, the Colorado 500 is a great charity ride.
Yeah.
They do a great job of supporting local fire departments.
And you know
schools.
what? We're bringing
Fantastic.
awareness with
Fantastic.
our nudistness.
Yeah.
Okay?
We'd
Okay?
like to-
We're trying to help the cause
Oh yeah.
by just
It's
doing
just
fucked
super,
up
it's,
shit.
it's super cool to go out there and
Yeah.
ride and
shout
get
out
back a
to
little bit.
Janet Lohman who puts it on.
Absolutely.
Big fan. I'm going again this year, so is Fraser.
Yep.
Grand Marshal's going to be Jeremy McGrath, and I can't wait to hump his leg.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that
yes.
dude's gonna not want to be around me because I'm gonna hug him.
It's weird
Bet
how
you won't
you
get
guys.
his bike.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well,
weird how you guys haven't invited me to the Colorado 500.
You
yet.
have to
There's
be.
probably a reason.
Well, you have to you have to be invited, and you have to write like a rookie bio for them to get invited. So it took me a couple years for Frank writing me a recommendation to actually get
No shit.
accepted to go
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you can just go.
Yeah. No.
And it's
I
good they do
actually
it that
didn't
way.
know
They,
that.
they do a good job at weeding out the people that, no disrespect to all the ones that can't do it, but there's a lot of people that don't belong out there from a skill set level. Like it's some easy riding, some fun roads, Forest Service roads, but there's some
Wait.
stuff out there that you just, if you're not skilled
You've been
enough
on
riding-
it though, right?
Oh yeah.
What the fuck are they letting Canadians out there for?
Hey man,
They have to
It's
have
an
diversity.
international event.
international.
Oh.
It's that DEI
Come on,
thing.
man.
Oh, so they have to have one.
It's for a tax
You,
break.
you
That's
were
why
the
I'm there.
token
Yeah.
international.
Tax break
I got it.
reasons.
He didn't
okay.
have to write the recommendation thing. He was
Yeah.
just like, oh, okay, your
Yeah,
grandfather
yeah.
did.
Oh yeah, he's a goose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit the Jailhouse Canadians like, please come.
Yeah, we want
We need
you.
more diversity.
Yeah, Janet's probably like, thanks for the
I'm a
shout out, but
DEI
not
hire.
during
Okay.
this segment.
All right, so this is one of the more fun ones that I had.
Do you still have that purple hat?
I do actually. Yes.
Can you get it?
Like, and this is really where I'm trying to beat your like poses. I'm really like, how can I outpose Jim? Because
We've had to get
That's
creative.
in the back of a toy hauler, isn't
yeah,
it?
no, that was loaded for the Ohio race at John Watkins' house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you know the other funny thing to that
The Mid
is-
Ohio like vintage thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I dropped my wallet in the driveway walking out. And Watkins hits me up and he's like, hey, I know you got my bikes. My kid just found your wallet. Come back and get it. Like I pulled into Kroger and I was like, where's my wallet? And I got that text.
Worst feeling ever.
Fuck.
I'm surprised he didn't like take a doo-doo and like shove it in the billfold and then fold it before he gave it back to you.
Not everybody's as fucked up as we are, okay? All right, what's the next
Boring.
one? All right, this was good because this was a random Airbnb that Chunky Boy was staying at, and just sent us
But
these
look at that
pictures.
form, dude.
Dude, the
Full
form is
throttle.
amazing.
Full throttle, just twisted, dude. That helmet, everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to blast through these.
Oh.
All right, this was pretty funny too because this was.
I forgot about that one.
All right, so we had to white out the background because we were not allowed to show what pro race trailer this was taken in because it's the only race trailer with bleep flooring.
Yeah.
And it got around, they would know.
That
so,
thing was brand new.
Okay,
And
it's into a track.
I don't know how I got in it. Well, actually, I know exactly how I got in it.
Yeah.
But
But the person that asked you, can we park this at your work to put decals on it?
no, they're gonna wash it. And then my dad actually like yelled at him because he's like, "What the fuck is this thing doing out here?" And I'm like, "Dad, that's a customer." And we're like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah, kind of.
yeah." And then
It's a professional race team. Let them
That's a whole nother story, but this like $1.5 million rig pulls in and they're just gonna wash it. And part of the deal was they were going to wash the shit out of my dad's car, detail it, everything. He comes out and just starts fucking yelling at him. I'm at lunch or something, and I come back and I'm like, where's the trailer? Because like I got a boner for this thing. I'm like ready for it to be in my parking lot to go see it, have them wash it, all that good stuff. Oh no, they left. Why?
Papa Brick.
I'm like, Dad, what the fuck, man?
Like
you royally just fucked up.
Do you have any idea who those people were?
Either way, that rig is immaculate and it's parked somewhere in Middle Georgia. I'll just put it that way. But I get in there and I'm like taking pictures. Somebody's taking pictures of me. A very close friend of mine, love her to death. And luckily they had like the extension of a vacuum. Oh, that's a good one.
Well,
That's probably my favorite.
They can't see it yet. I'm just trying to prep for the next one. You keep going with your story.
Yeah.
So the funny thing with that too is you were like, person is fine. Just put it in the calendar. And I was like, I'm not okay with this. So I text her and was like, hey, can I put this calendar? And she's like, like she was pissed off. It's like, hey. Nobody else has seen this picture. Nobody knows about it. It's just me. And he said it's fine. And I knew it wasn't fine. So I'm like, you're okay. She's like, no, because of the floor.
Yeah.
If anybody sees the floor, they're going to know which race rig this was. And I was like, okay.
Noted.
Can't do it. Yep. So that's why the background's blurry. All right. So hit this one, James.
All right, so a little background.
Oh.
But prior to that particular picture happening, so the picture is fine. But prior to this picture, we were at a saloon in Ouray. Just getting.
Yeah, what was the name of the restaurant?
Where's Frank?
Damn it, Frank. Call it.
We should know this. We're gonna get.
Yeah,
we're
no,
gonna get
I'll come up with it. Yeah, but
was it the Outlaw? The Outlaw Saloon.
the Outlaw,
Outlaw
yeah,
Saloon. So the Outlaw Saloon is like a staple restaurant
like
in Ouray.
super big fat
awesome
fucking
place.
steakhouse.
But
Oh
for the
yeah.
Colorado 500, it's been a restaurant destination for the ride every year for the past I don't know how long. And every year that we go down there, one of the main guys in the Colorado 500, I can't remember his name right offhand, but he'll ride in a full packed bar with his motorcycle with a chick on the back, rolls right in the bar and just does a
fucking
right in the middle of-
burnout
right in this bar.
there
We're
in the
packed
middle of
in.
it.
We're at least four
Smoking the
pitchers
place
each.
out.
Oh yeah.
Doing shots. The piano guy's playing Rocky Top for Frank, man. He's
I
loving
spent like
every minute of it.
$200 on Rocky Top by the piano guy just to piss
Don
Frank off.
and Frank were just so happy with hearing Rocky Top over and over and over again,
Yep.
like an hour. And then we start
Worth
rocking
it.
back, and we come across a bike in the back of a truck. This happens to be,
Oh, it's Kira's.
Kira's
Yeah,
bike.
you can see it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and
I had just met this chick.
like an hour before, and her bike's exposed.
Does she even know yet?
Yes, oh yeah.
No, I send her a copy of the calendar every year.
Oh, nice.
Along with Janet, yeah. Yeah, there's a few. So
Yeah.
we're walking back, and Kira like messed up her knee like on the first day of the ride, and so I see it in the back of the truck. I'm hammered, absolutely hammered, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, here it comes!" I climb up there, get naked. Very majestic photo, by the way.
You can tell it's lake season. Look at that tan line.
Look at that tan line. Yeah, look at those riding shorts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I get it, and I go to climb out of the back of this truck and just eat shit.
Well, it's nighttime. A little bit of dew on the bed rail, a little bit, and Jim puts his foot down the rail and just boom flips off. It's just like a regular pickup truck. It's lifted, of course, so he's like elevated at least 4, 5, 6 feet off the ground.
Dude, belly flopped.
Oh, it just dick first.
Just
Fucking great.
By that point, I just pick up my clothes and start walking back. I didn't even put them back on. I'm like, that fucking hurt.
So I think that, all right, on to the next one. I think this is the first famous bike that we got in the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is Ronnie Mac's bike at Day in the Dirt 2023.
Yeah,
It was
like
2
2
years
years
ago I
ago.
went. And so I was super pumped to get all these pictures. And the fact that the top left corner is me showing Ronnie the previous year's calendar
Prior to?
and he was like, oh, this is fucking great. And he told me how he tried to get Larry and Tyser and a bunch of other dudes to do something like this, and he couldn't get them to do it. So I was super pumped that we're like pioneers.
Yeah.
And so then the next day, I've got the video of me showing Ronnie. I go
back.
Yeah. So I go up to Ronnie. It's like, hey, you remember the calendar I showed you yesterday? He goes, yeah. I was like, here's me on your bike. He's like, you motherfucker.
By the way, you made September.
There may be a stolen koozie from his thing. So this one was Jonathan Greer's.
Dude, this is a great story because we're going to the Little Brown Jug like 2 years ago, and I look over. I'm like driving down the interstate, and I see
Look at the butt on that on the left.
I've been working out, and it was who was broken out on the side of the road.
Was
it Oglesby?
Yeah,
Oglesby.
Oglesby's like broken down the side of the road, and I pass him, going down the interstate, and I'm like, hold on, I know that honcho up van. So I I didn't have his number, so I call Coleman, and I'm like, hey, what's Oglesby's number? I just saw him like pulled over on the side of the interstate. So I ended up just getting off the next exit, turning around, going back, and circling back to him. By that time, I got his phone number. Hey, Oglesby, I saw you were on the side of the interstate. I figured you broke down. Like, what's up? Oh, yeah, man, I'm broke down. So we get him. I don't know if he limped it off the interstate, but I was, it's a racing buddy. And so I was like, I'll help him out because we're in the middle of fucking South Carolina. See what I can do to help. And I stay with him for a couple hours. We try and fix it. It doesn't end up working, but he's got Jonathan Greer's bike in the back. And he's like, well, Jonathan's driving up tomorrow. Just throw it in the back of your van and, he'll just get it from you tomorrow. And I was just like, oh, yes. Yes, I can do that.
But you know what? Yes, I will do that for you.
And I was like, Greer, I got your bike, by the way. Which, shout out to Greer, he rented a camper for the 24-hour race today. Altoona Camper Rentals.
Oh, I gotta set that up. I'm trying to set up the 30 and the 45 team this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully it comes back with all the doors this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I was pretty proud this year that I got Ronnie Mac's bike, and then I got Damon Bradshaw and Ryan Villapoto's bikes and the Roost tent.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some good. Look, I saluted you, Jim. The top right one is the Tiger Claw. Yeah.
Tiger Claw.
And then the bottom left, I thought that was a really good, nice little leg lift in that. So the real funny thing with this,
you look like one of those trucker girl stickers on the back of it.
Like the mud
flap one.
So the funny thing too is I showed RV the calendar because I heard Chris Kiefer talking about how RV got his agent's Harley in a parking lot. I'm like, all right, yeah, we already know this dude's like of our people, right? So I showed him that. I was like, hey, I heard you do this. My buddies and I do this all the time, right? So I got his bikes and I go and show RV, and Damon was there. And I was like, hey, just so you know, RV, remember the calendar I showed you? And I did the same thing, like, yeah, here's the ones I got on your bike. So RV's like, that's great. And Damon Bradshaw goes, man, what the fuck?
This stranger climbed on my
dude.
Oh, I didn't think about this. So I met Damon at Bud's Creek that year when I went up for the National, and I was like wanting to fuck with him and be like, oh, dude, Jeff Matasevich, like, I'm a big fan, you know? And I was like, but I was a little bit too scared of that. So 4 months later, I'm at Lazy River.
You know,
and I was like, I went up to him, I was like, are you Jeff Matasevich? He was just like, come on. I know you from the.
Yeah, I'd be like, I know.
You told me. And I was like, God damn it, I was hoping you wouldn't remember. All right, so let's, I think there's only one more for this year's. Oh, we can't show that one. Yep.
Yeah.
He wants his privacy.
Everyone, close your eyes.
But we can show this one because that's the guy that doesn't want his thing shown. Man,
Just call him out.
You know what? I do like Mark's name, Saucy Goldenrod.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean Mark's name? That's Saucy.
That is
No,
Saucy.
his legal name is Saucy Goldenrod.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Right.
Not quite as good as
So that's
huge
the end of
anus.
2024. Now
Oh,
we're
yeah.
into the final calendar. So
everybody's-
this is actually the first Campfire Moto Stories calendar. Let's
It was
see what
supposed to
we
be
got.
Team Ramrod forever, but
Yeah.
somebody else took it over.
It says, look at the top right, sir. Campfire Motor Stories,
Ramrods.
special nudie count.
Ramrod is one word.
Fucking rookie.
Yeah.
I thought
that's
you
true.
ram rod.
You
Like,
do,
it's a-
but ours is one word.
It's Ramrod,
but
yeah.
it's
We have
a
stickers.
motion.
No, we
Ram the rod.
No, we have
Ram
Yeah, we got
the
stickers.
rod. Right? No?
All my graphics have Ramrod on them. One word.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, our chat. One word.
Yep.
This was in my driveway, and my neighbor was getting their garbage can. So I had to wait for them to move, and luckily I live on a hill. But
So that was before the
fucking
Day in the Dirt
welcome.
last year, where I bought the 23 TBI 300,
yeah,
and I was finally getting comfortable on the bike, and then it would run out of gas, like with a half a tank of gas.
All right,
And-
so somebody,
yeah.
Nathan Vaughn just said this is the same weekend you forgot to put gas in your bike.
No. Okay, so here we go.
No.
So I put
No.
So who the fuck at Husqvarna and KTM thought putting the fuel pump in the middle of the fucking fuel
that wasn't
tank?
the problem with that bike,
That wasn't
dude.
the
When you
issue.
traded it in, they were like the
Oh,
top
the
end was
piston.
the top end was
No,
blown.
no, it was
Like, it was roach and shit, dude.
But
Like,
the design's dumb.
yeah,
But
no, it would like die, like it was running out of gas, and then I'd have to wait a few minutes, and it would start back up and run for like 30 seconds. And so it happened at the last, like the last lap of a short
you were
race.
killing it at Sparta, and it did it.
Yeah, and it did it, and then I was like, okay, something happened. I thought it was like the clogged fuel filter, like inline thing.
Yeah.
Thought I figured it out.
thought it was vapor
Boom,
locking.
went and tested it, and then at Sumter, I got like stranded in the middle of the second
remember that.
section in the Sumter fucking woods, and it took me forever to get out of there. And then, like, took it back to Woolies, and they fixed it. No, then I went out to Highland Park, and it was running like dog shit, and that's when the top end was blown.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's what they told me.
So he traded it in.
And so I was leaving to go.
They fixed it.
I was leaving to go to the Day in the Dirt like that next weekend, and was like, I don't trust this bike. Screw this. I'm gonna trade this thing in. Give me that 350 right there. Which, by the way, I'm gonna take that bike back too, and I'm gonna swap over the suspension and everything else, and then I'll give it to you at some point when I get back.
So talking about creative poses, I actually really like RJ's on the left and the right. Like just the one on the right is just simple, like an innocent little
Yeah.
pose, right?
it's what your 2-year-old daughter pose.
No. Hold on. Well, later on in this calendar is my favorite RJ pose.
All right, well let's keep it going.
Yeah, scrumptious dong.
Oh, this is a good year.
Scrumptious dough.
Prince
Prince
Dingo.
I like this one because it's Gavin's bike, or wait,
No, that's Will's.
Will's bike.
Will's, yeah.
Sorry, and the fact that we got Austin's picture where it looks like he literally shit his pants. I think that was the same race.
That looks like Florida.
Chunky boy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what's the next one.
Chunky boys.
Oh, this was on the show.
Greg, call
This
in now.
Yeah, this is when he got Greg's Day. So go watch Greg Day's episode, and you'll see where Greg Day, live on the show, found out that Jim went to his house and took all these pictures on his bike. It was
Yeah.
the funniest shit
Dude,
ever.
after eating so much barbecue at JD's, I was feeling puffy.
So this is another winner's take you all bike. So
Yeah.
the fun thing with this is the fact that this was at Big Springs. He loaded his bike up, he put it and then he walked away to like go talk to some friends. And Kyle Kelly's talking to me, and Nick walks away, and we're mid conversation. I just stop and just start unloading. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "You know what I'm doing."
you know.
And then unstrapped it, took pictures, came back, reloaded it, and he didn't know that I got his shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's the next one?
I think it's RJ. That's
Oh,
it. Yeah, that's my favorite RJ pose.
So what I love about this one is the fact that I gave you that helmet from my child to your child.
That's right. Yeah.
And RJ took a picture with it.
Yeah.
So that's your
I was looking for props, man. I had to
man.
make, had to get creative.
Little bike, little helmet, man.
Fucking
Yeah.
Let's go Paw Patrol.
didn't quite fit, but
we can't show that one. I didn't know his name was Buff Bangkok. Oh, here's another.
Yeah.
Carl's.
Yeah, Carl spelled MCM anus. McManus.
That was in Jim's backyard. If you've ever been in Jim's backyard, literally like the road, his neighbor, everything looks down on his yard. And
Yeah.
he's on the little tabletop for the kids. And
yeah, I look back and my neighbors are on their back porch.
Yeah, the whole show might be naked. Oh no, I passed it.
Uh-oh.
There are a lot of calendars, Frank. Okay, we've been doing this for years,
Uh-oh. No, you can't show that guy.
No.
and we're almost done. Thank God.
Yeah, Lester's bike.
Lesher.
The last two-stroke to make a 450 main. Right there, people.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
Because your
Jared.
balls are on it. That's why.
Yeah, no,
that was after.
I can't take credit for it, but yeah, that's Jared Lesher's bike. And I literally had to go. I'd never met Lesher, never met his dad. I went over to his dad and was like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna get naked on your kid's bike." And he's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, so it's a thing."
Can you take the picture?
Like, no. My, I can't say who took the picture.
Dude, that stint where I didn't have a job and I was riding Highland Park all the time, I would ride with Lesher quite a bit. And that was like when he was still racing Lorettas. That he was faster than shit. But now he's even faster. But
Do we want to talk on this
cool
one?
guy.
This one wasn't that great. We'll just quickly hit it. Your guy's buddy's car,
Yeah.
and then the random bike at the.
We got so
At the
fucked up
500.
Yeah, at the
fucked up
500.
at that party.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were just asking me about this one. Yeah, Terry.
Yeah.
One of RJ's coworkers' bikes was in the center there. That was actually showed on one of the shows. So I forgot my name was Craven Moorhead.
Yeah, Fraser.
Oh, here's
there
a
you
good
go.
one.
That's a good one.
This is at Loretta Lynn's ranch on Randy Richardson's bike. And I actually, at Day in the Dirt, I gifted Randy our calendar for this year.
And I met him the next day, and was like, "Oh yeah, I know who you are." And I was like,
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm glad you're as short as you look on TV. Super cool guy though. But yeah, that was in the middle. There were so many people
All right,
driving
this
by
will
on
be the
golf
last one
carts.
for this year. So that was what was funny about this. This is at Big Springs. I think this was the day I broke my wrist.
Hey, I
No.
saw Blair today.
No, this was 2 weeks before I broke my wrist. But the funny thing about this one is the fact that the one son wanted me to plot to get Blair's bike, but I tricked that son to Eli. I tricked Eli to walk away using the other son so I could get their two bikes. So
All right, Frank's over it. We need to move on.
yeah, we do.
Yeah,
We got plenty of other good stories.
Sorry,
so that's
Frank.
the end of the calendar. No more full frontal male nudity. We're gonna move on to
Yeah.
I really hope that this inspires other people to get naked on their friends' bikes.
Oh yeah.
It should.
Yeah, for real.
You know what?
And you know what? You can email them in to campfiremotorstories.com
And be added to the calendar.
or whatever.
Oh God, Frank's calling again.
There's a limit to how many times
He's
you
been
can call.
watching this whole time. Hey.
Are you done
Thank
jerking off,
God the
Frank?
calendar's over.
Just so you know,
He was upset his bike wasn't in it.
I
That's
mean,
what it boils down to.
that-
It really is.
I have 7 pictures from this year's prep to the calendar, so don't start. I can show this year's picture.
I think we're
Hey,
already.
I just wanted to say that I had a phone call from a long lost friend call in 3 hours ago since I've last talked to y'all. and I've had you on mute watching naked people until just now.
Were you touching yourself?
Yeah.
No, I was like, "Are you serious?" I think I sent you a text. Well, this can't continue, can it?
Well, we're done.
This is like the second season into this thing, and Anthony's been waiting for this episode.
Yeah, like he's been hounding us for so long, and we just got tired of him hounding us, so we're like, man, we got to go on this damn
I
show.
was like, we're gonna wait till the second season and see if this thing really lasts, and then we'll come on. You haven't been on
It's
the
a
show
great
yet.
show, and it is quite funny listening to the stories of the nakedness. But
all right, well,
I think I know way too much. There's too much of y'all burned into my brain now.
Yeah. How big is James Brown Eye, by the way?
What?
All right, we got other segments, including a stolen bike, and the guy wants us to call him to explain his story of his bike getting stolen. So, bye, Frank.
You guys go have fun.
All right, see you, Frank.
Love Frank.
All right, let's see if this guy
Hope he calls him
answers. All right, he texts me his number. So we always do try to highlight a stolen bike.
We should all go get naked on Frank's plane.
Oh, it's 100% happening.
Oh, yeah,
dude,
let's
like,
do it.
Yeah.
All right,
like laying on each wing
I'm gonna
and
call
stuff.
this
Yeah,
guy.
you can't count the wings. There's things.
Oh,
There's things we can do.
All right, so this dude Dan got his bike jacked. Not
He
too
didn't
long
know,
ago.
but I know where his hanger is.
I know exactly where it is.
See if he answers. Told him I was calling.
Probably says potential spam whenever you're calling.
No, I asked for the non-Indian number. Okay.
Hello?
Dan, hey, you're on with Campfire Moto Stories. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, I wish I was calling under better circumstances, but I wanted you to get the opportunity to explain what happened, because I saw this on the Sorks page not too long ago. Somebody
That's
shared
happened 2
it.
days ago.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So educate the people so they know better next time.
Tell us what not to do.
All right. Well, what not to do is sell a bike in Georgia.
Hey,
Which one of those stories? Okay.
That's fair.
Were you off South Cobb Drive?
I was off of
ITP.
what's it off?
Decatur.
No, I mean it was in Decatur. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But where it all started was, so I had this bike posted. I'm guessing they only go after bikes that have been on there for a while because it was like 20 days probably, and which is a smart move. I mean, I was ready to get rid of it after 20 days of it being on marketplace. And so the guy messaged me. It was sporadic, like it was random times, like different days of the week. Like he wasn't just right away ready to answer me or, ready to talk. So he would message me if it was available. I said yes. A few days later, he asked me if there was a video of it running, if he could see it. And I was like, I don't have video right now. And then a few days later, he was like, all right, that's fine. He's like 5,000, or he was like, as long as everything, runs, if it runs good, there's no leaks or anything. He's like, I'm interested in it. I was like, yeah, nothing's wrong with it. It's ready to go. It's pretty much brand new. And so he told me that he's like, I'll give you 5,000 if you bring it to me. I was like, where are you at? He's like, Decatur, Georgia.
Where it's great.
I was like, man, that's a long drive. Because I'm in South Carolina.
Oh yeah, so not too far.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
a
like an
haul.
hour and a half, 2 hours.
Maybe
No,
2.
longer than that,
yeah.
probably.
Well,
It's
depending.
like
on where-
3.5.
Oh,
geez.
man.
Yeah. So like, man, I was like, that's a long drive. I was like, I don't really feel like wasting all that time. I was like, would you give me 52 for it if I bring it all the way to you? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, I'll take that. And then he was like, can I call you? And most people that call or want to talk in person are more legit than just
Yes.
people that want to be behind their phone.
Yep.
I was like, all right, this guy sounds pretty legit. So he called and we talked more about it, and everything seemed fine. There was like 0 red flags. And so anyway, fast forward. I drive up there. He gives me an actual home address, which I did Google beforehand and make sure it's actually a house in a good neighborhood. He's like, we can meet somewhere more public if you want, but I still got to get the bike to this house He's like, so after that, would you bring it to the house? And I was like, I'll just meet you at the house, whatever. Looked like it was in a good spot. So I get there, it's off of a highway, and it was raining out. It's Saturday. I don't know if you guys remember last Saturday, but it was pretty
Oh
shitty.
yeah, it was raining.
Oh yeah.
Sorry for cursing on your show. I didn't mean to.
Oh, dude,
I know,
fuck
no.
it. Yeah, say whatever you want.
It's
Okay.
encouraged.
Yeah, what's your fucking language?
All right. So I pulled off the truck, and I'm like, hey, man, before you test ride it, like, he was asking me all kinds of questions. Like, he played really dumb, like he never knew even how to ride a bike, or this was his first bike. Like, he should be an actor. Like, he could have taken his criminal career and turned it into, Hollywood. He was so good. And I unloaded off the bike, and I'm like, hey, man, before you go take a test ride, like, I'd like to hold the money. And he's like, man, I'll show you the money. It's right here. I just don't want you jumping in your truck, taking off, and then your bike being a piece of crap and breaking down on me, or not, running, and then I'm out of the money. I'm like, okay, fair enough, like, whatever. I trusted him. And he gets on it, and he's like, so it's like 1 down, 4 up, or like 1 down, 5 up, like, how does it work? And I was like,
Oh,
1 down,
jeez.
5 up. Like, he acted like he never knew how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
And, so when he first started taking off, he was like going real slow, had his feet down. Same exact way my best friend that I was teaching him how to ride a dirt bike, the same exact way he acted. Like, okay, this ain't too weird. And he gets like probably 100 feet down the road from me.
And just
And starts to, like,
you just heard gears clicking.
Let him tell the
pretty
story.
much. So he started doing like circles in the road. And then, yeah, man, he just took off. As soon as he got like a little bit out of sight, like, because there was like woods nearby, and I'd have to like send you a picture of where the road is. So I can't really explain it. You probably wouldn't know what I'm saying, but it wasn't too weird for him to go out of sight for a second and then come back. But when he went out of sight the second or third time, I think it was like third time, he took off down
a trail.
highway. It's like a 4-lane highway in Decatur.
Damn, down a highway.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Well, it was like not like a freeway or interstate. It was like a 4-lane.
Yeah. Like, just a big highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Covington Highway.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, anybody sees that bike, and please listen to Dan's story. Like, you hold the cash. Well, honestly, a lot of the things that I try to tell people, like, to watch out for the red flags, he's right. That guy checked the boxes. So obviously, if they're getting wise, that people are getting wise to it. So,
But he brought the cash and showed him the cash.
yeah, but
And then was like, I don't want you driving away.
Yeah, I was driving away my bike. But yeah.
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 But
There's always so much
if
you can do.
you've got good feelings and you felt like you were doing the right thing and you had all boxes were checked off, that's
Because
wild.
I've had a story on the show where a guy was handed the cash and the first bill was legit and the rest of them weren't. Because I was like,
no
hey,
way.
try to because I bring a pin. If I'm gonna meet somebody, I bring the pin and I swipe the cash with the pin to see if it's gonna turn black.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I don't know. It just sucks because it's getting harder and harder
Yeah.
to try to make sure you're not getting your shit jacked. Honestly, one of the things that I feel like people can do, and I don't think this is foolproof either, is to air tag your bike. And that way, if they do take off or when the sale's final,
Pull the tag off.
pull the tag off.
That's not a bad idea.
But if your bike still gets stolen and you go to the cops and you're like, here's the location of my bike that just got stolen. And you're like, yeah, we just had a triple homicide. We don't give a shit about your bike,
Yeah. Well, then you tell me, well, you want to go get it myself? You're going to have a fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, buddy.
Yeah. Well,
Or 7 or 8, depending on how it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I brought up South Cobb Drive because back in the day, my brother, he had a bike stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah, off South Cobb Drive. Like, oh yeah, let's meet by this park. I just want to test drive it. Boom, hopped on it, did a couple circles, just like you were saying. Like, oh, 1 down, 4 up. How's this thing work? Like, stalled it a couple times, and then wheelie boyed that bitch away. And my brother chased him in the truck, through some parks, all over the place, and he was just gone.
The craziest part about that too is if let's say your brother hit him with your truck, then it's and like injured him. It's like vehicular homicide attempt. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
the shit is way worse than just let them take it.
Yeah.
So at that point, just get good insurance and then try to sell your bike. I don't know. Fuck. It just no matter what, it's like a lose-lose. You can try. Like Dan checked so many of the boxes of red flags, and it still didn't work well.
Yeah.
You know.
It still did. The best thing I could think of is obviously number one, don't even unload the truck until you have cash or something value like a legit license, or if they bring a car themselves and you see it, hold their keys, something.
Yeah.
The AirTag thing would work. Does work. I race midi tear scrambles. I don't know if you guys heard of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's a family. I'm not gonna say their names for their privacy, but they had a bunch of their bikes stolen, like 4 Yamahas, like brand new Yamaha 250s, and their son is pretty much pro. And they all got taken. It took them a few days, but they had AirTags, and they were able to recover all the bikes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, AirTags are like $20 a piece.
Let's say, I guess now I'm gonna buy tonight.
Well, no, like all my campers that I rent out, AirTags. Yeah.
Well, Dan, I appreciate you
AirTag,
sharing your story,
you
and
can
like I
afford
said,
it.
like I want people to share this to educate more people for these kind of things.
Yeah,
so.
Dan, hate it for you, dude.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Pretty bike too.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. It's the whole ring, I think, going on out there. I've talked to a few officers and the detective, so he said it's a huge thing going on.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I got the show going because 3 of my bikes were stolen and they were all insured. So, and when I talked with the officer and I'm like, hey, here's the info I have. I think it's an early 90s Dakota. And they told me, oh, no, it's an early 90s Chevy. I'm like, so you know what the fuck it is? Like, you can do something about this. Yeah, it's just not a high interest to them.
Yeah, so I'll share a stolen bike story that ended up turning out positive. So back when we lived in Cartersville, we lived on 120 acres. My buddy Casey came up and brought his YZ250 and then his dad's WR250. So they put aftermarket exhaust on the YZ, put the YZ exhaust on the WR. And they didn't rejet it. And so we were riding it at night because it had a headlight, and it fouled a plug probably 300 or 400 yards behind the house. And so, okay, it fouled the plug. We're not going to push it back. Like, hopped on the 4-wheeler. We'll go get it the next morning. Next morning, it was gone. There were some hunters, I guess, that were just walking our trails and stuff like that, saw it and took it. 6 months later, my brother saw it in the back of a pickup truck, and you knew.
No way.
You knew it was because they stripped all the graphics off, painted it black, but it had that YZ pipe on the WR. And so my brother was like, oh shit, that's Casey's dad's bike. Followed him, called the cops, boom, cops came, got the bike back, and it ran better than it did when it fouled that plug out in the middle of the woods. Got it back, and the guy's like, "Oh no, I bought this off Marketplace, or no, this is way before Marketplace. Bought it off Craigslist, yeah. And no, I bought it." And so like, well, fuck you. And they took the bike. It was probably the guy that stole it.
Yeah.
And we got the bike back. I mean, my buddy's dad was so mad when Casey had to go home and say, "Oh yeah, your bike's gone."
we left in the woods.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, like a huge piece of property. Like, but yeah, we ended up getting it back and all that. And so, hopefully, your story turns out to where you recover it, but in Decatur and stuff like that.
You're gonna need a new rear tire.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what? Alex actually was supposed to bring me some takeoffs, so if you get it back, I will donate you a tire. I'll ship that bitch to South Carolina for you, okay? Because these fuckers race like 3 races and they take their tires off, and I go until you're at wheelie boy status before I replace my tires. So
And that's why you're slow.
Do you even ride
Hey, at one point, I was faster than all you fuckers, and then
What happened?
The injuries, age, and all that stuff.
Pregnancy.
All right, Dan,
Yeah.
well, we're gonna let you go. Thanks for sharing your
Yeah.
story. I hope it helps somebody from getting their shit jacked too. So
Most we can do is help spread the word of how to somewhat prevent your bike from being stolen, or sharing stories of it to help other people.
Yep.
That sucks.
I appreciate you guys letting me on your platform. Thank you.
See you, man.
All right.
Later,
See
bro.
ya.
All right, let's pay some bills. We'll pay a few little sponsor reads. I got a little tech tip too that I tried to play last show and it just got so fucked up. It's the radiator fix.
Oh, I got one on my bike right now
I just
that
buy a
needs
new
to be
bike.
fixed.
Well, why don't you watch the thing? I'm going to silence our thing. We'll do that. We'll take a little piss break and then we'll wrap up the rest of the show. Been fun time, guys. Oh shit, 9/23, my wife's birthday.
Now it's time for some awesome tech tips.
Transform your comfort with Innovative Mechanical LLC, specializing in HVAC service for residential and commercial properties. They provide expert installation, maintenance, and repair. Their certified technicians ensure top-notch service, whether it's air conditioning, heating systems, or indoor air quality solutions. Serving Georgia since 1999, they prioritize customer satisfaction with prompt, reliable service at competitive rates. From routine maintenance to emergency repairs, trust Innovative Mechanical LLC for all your HVAC needs. Give them a call at 770-726-7407 or visit innovativemechanical.llc.com to schedule service and experience unparalleled comfort today.
All right, got another tech tip. With Francis watching. Francis, what are you doing? So, straight-in radiators. They're all tweaked and mangled and bent. Take the shrouds off, but you can see how tweaked these things are. They're down that way a little bit. So, 4-point strap down. That means all 4 sides get strapped down. Subframe, back over there. You can take a jack, you can take a 2x4. You can kind of put them in there for where they need to go up. You want to try to get it into there because that can push in get it in there because that can push up a little bit, but you kind of move it around as needed. But I'd say first, straighten it this way, then worry about going up with it if needed. If the bike can be warm, that's better because warm aluminum is more pliable. But I'll show you what it looks like in a bit. All right, look at the results. All I did was grab right there, and I grabbed right here, and I twisted. And then I took a little trick I'm going to show you guys on the other side to pull that out, because that sucker was in. So let's go look at the other side now. Oh, got knocked the fuck out. Alright, look how far in this thing is. That's not even you, man, it looks so much worse in person. Alright, she all squished in. A little further out. We'll look at it this way. Alright, to be continued. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can set this on this. Let you guys see what exactly I'm doing here. Yeah. 1 by 10 pecks. Probably gonna go a little bit wider to start out. And you go right up to it, alright? Nope. Need to go in 1 click. Maybe go 2. Alright. Look at that. Alright, pulled it a little bit. Go 1 more click in. Set it back up. It's a process. Just a little too far forward. Make sure you don't get into the fins. Believe it or not, these radiators, pretty thin, easy aluminum to work with. You just have to be careful not to puncture and rip something while you're doing this. That's when you get leaks. That's when you gotta break out the special welding rods that I have. They're not fun. Already you can see that's way better. I'll show you the finished product in a second. Alright. It's pretty straight now. You can tell by looking at it, right? But does need to go up. That's where the jack and the tubifers come in. Alright, this gives a pretty good angle of how down it is. About to shove this in there. Alright, let's see if I can shove this thing in here again. You can see how it happens. Magic happens. There we go. I already went up a good bit, but gotta kind of control it with your hand too. Yep, I see the whole bike trying to lift up. That's why I do 4 points of harness. Alright, coming back down. Alright. She still needs a little bit tweaking this way. You always go just a little past where you think he needs to be, and then come back. Now, we have a pretty damn straight radiator. It's in a little bit right there, but it'll still grab to that. Say it's way better than spending $400 on a radiator. This took me, if I wasn't filming, usually takes me a total of 15 to 20 minutes max. So,
This show is brought to you by MX201 Track Designs, founded by Matt Shue, a former pro supercross and motocross racer who made a name for himself in the 90s and early 2000s.
There is Shue, the local favorite from LJ, Georgia, is in third. He was so he goes down in the corner. He's no longer in third place.
MX201 Track Designs brings decades of hands-on expertise to the motocross world. Matt's racing career took him across the globe, competing at the highest level and learning firsthand what makes a track not only fun, but challenging and safe. Since stepping away from racing, Matt has used his extensive knowledge to help design, build, and manage a variety of tracks in the Southeast. Locations like AmpMX, Highland Park Resort, and Synergy Cycle Park trust MX201 as he's earned a reputation for creating top-notch riding experiences. Whether you're dreaming of a custom public track, a private motocross facility, or even a backyard woods loop for the kiddos, MX201 Track Designs offers solutions that are as unique as your vision. And he'll offer custom solutions that are tailored to your budget. Visit mx201trackdesign.com or call 678-628-4892 to get started on designing your perfect track today.
That's
and when
right.
you do, be sure to mention Campfire Moto Stories to Matt.
Campfire Moto Stories.
And now you have Matt
Dude,
Shue's
how many
cell phone
amazing
number.
tracks? Yeah. Send him dick pics, okay? Please. Even if it's from the calendar. You know what? That'd be the funniest shit ever.
Dude, I love Matt. Yeah.
Dude,
Cool, dude.
Why haven't you got Matt on the show yet?
Dude, I've been trying to get him and Jay Ride on more than I've been trying to get you fuckers on. Okay.
Well, that's probably why they're annoyed.
No, like they're just fucking busy. Matt's been in Florida building a badass track the past like month.
I see Jay ride like probably twice a week as I'm going to work and he's leaving his house.
Look, it's a lot of work riding mortgages, okay?
With his
All right,
with his dark barg in the back.
The next thing I want to bring up is some of the pictures that I've just like taken that will just bring good stories to this show. So, RJ, why don't you explain this picture? Wait, what happened?
Great story.
There we go.
Oh yeah. So this was at Blueberry Hill, and
how the fuck do you like know that?
Did I just
no?
No. You'll know why.
Yeah, you'll know why.
32 degrees outside.
Well, that's one of the 3 times I wore the neon gloves.
No, this is one of the very funny interactions between us.
This was probably
It was early
like
2020.
No. It was because we didn't know we were having Huntley yet.
This is the race I broke my wrist in 2020.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay, so Tori would have been pregnant then.
Yes.
Okay. That's what it was. So, okay, so Anthony starts talking some smack, because we didn't find out when we were having a boy or a girl, and he was running his mouth, and so I flicked him off and got it on the GoPro. Well, then karma struck because probably so he was talking shit, saying he was going to beat me to the first turn and all that. Nope, there's pictures. He's I don't know how many bikes behind, but we get about a quarter of a mile in, and this dude crashes and breaks his arm, wrist, whatever.
No, I was almost to the end of the race.
Dude, no.
Yes, I was a mile till the end.
It was the one that you had your GoPro.
Yeah, I can pull up the GoPro. It's on YouTube right now.
I thought it was like super early in the race. Well, it doesn't really matter. But so karma got him for running his mouth, about my unborn kid and and all that stuff. But then he went and stole a beer out of my cooler. Yeah.
The last Facebook message, because I text a message to Tori like, hey, let me know any stories I should bring up.
Oh, so you trying to get her in on it too?
I fucking text all you guys.
Okay.
So the last message that I sent her was, hey, where are you at? I broke my wrist. That was from this race. Because I was trying to know where you guys were because I needed some shit to fucking down.
Yeah.
My shit was broke so bad. So, all right. So the real funny thing with this is I'm on the line with RJ. My kid is... I don't know. This is a few races into me, like coming back from the right ACL, and I'm talking shit to RJ, and I'm like, "Hey, yeah, like when you guys gonna have a fucking kid? Like, so my kid can bang your kid?
Yeah.
Like, well, if it's a girl, well, you know what? Fuck it. If it's a guy too, whatever. I'm not gonna judge. It's 2020. Like I said some shit. Like I'm just running my mouth. Like
being
just trying
Anthony.
to
being Anthony.
Being Anthony.
So he flicks me off with this. We do this race, and literally I fucking snap my shit like so bad. And so that was just like one of the funnier events. Where I think you knew at this race that she was pregnant, but you didn't tell anybody at this point.
that's why I was thinking it was 19, but I mean it was
Well,
it was definitely early.
One thing I can tell from this photo is that is 100% open B line. Maybe B30.
30B.
Yeah, it's 30B. Yeah, it's 30B.
Yeah.
You're way back there.
Because Tyler got the whole shot or whatever.
Setzer.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere and freaking scooped us all on the first turn.
Dude, I totally underestimated that dude. When I first met him, I thought, you can't ride.
Yeah. Rips, man.
Lo and behold, that dude is really good.
Yeah.
And one of the nicest dudes I've ever met.
For sure.
Super cool dude.
You should have Tyler on the show.
Rip. That dude can
He was on there with Coleman and Mike.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's come over fishing. Like, he taught my kid how to fish. I don't know what the fuck what to do with that.
I believe that.
Never mind. Excuse me.
So the next one I want to bring up, this is almost on par with the icebreaker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
99.
Yeah.
I got shirt.
Don't mind if I do.
Like, look at the resemblance, right?
Oh, gosh.
Like, just...
Dude. That's before I brought the mullet,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gosh, y'all were so young. I hardly recognized her. That was forever ago.
That was 2010.
So how many of those shirts did you sell for $9.99?
I think Rob sold them all. I don't know.
All seven were sold.
So funny story about that is like we went up, was my buddies in Chattanooga or whatever, and we went to his friends that did like photography stuff, and they were taking the photos. My buddy's like, dude, you need to put a hat on, because then I didn't wear a hat. And I damn sure didn't wear a flat bill when I did wear one. So he's like, here, put your flat bill hat on. And I just felt like the biggest idiot. And then here it is, I wear flat bill hat,
Every day.
Dude,
Yeah.
you 100% like Brady Sparks. That's Brady Sparks all day. I love it.
Dude, I see Tyler Evans right there all day.
Oh, which
What
one?
act's that?
What about this one?
Yeah. Y'all didn't know I had a modeling career?
That's fantastic. I love
Yeah.
I'd hit it again.
Dude.
That jawline, bro.
I know, man.
Quit hiding it with your neck
Yeah,
beard.
like, look, not everybody's wanting the Lucky Charms.
Dude,
okay?
I'm glad you didn't like text my mom, because back in the day for like Talbots and shit, we did modeling stuff.
Oh, I texted your mom, but it was about
Yeah. And so there was some, we did like a lot. And we were in like catalogs and stuff.
Oh goodness! I haven't seen these photos in years.
Yeah, if you somehow pull up some of those pictures right now, I'm going to kick you in the nuts.
Okay, so the next pictures are going to pull up.
And I'll get poison ivy because you're covered in it and it looks disgusting.
No, it's so bad.
Dude, it's awful.
Dude, you want to know what's funny is what's helped me with this is using ChatGPT to like help fix my AI. Yeah, like help fix it.
What are you putting on that to like fix it?
Dude, it was so bad on Tuesday.
I hear if you like rub it raw and then like scrub it with bleach.
That's what I used to do before he told me about the steroid.
Yeah, you'll get scars and stuff like that, but just, it'll go away.
Yeah, I had to do that in Thailand. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, you're supposed to clap two by fours together.
So this is a good one because this brought up all the amazing Christmas.
That was the smallest bunny suit ever. He had the biggest moose knuckle going on.
Yeah, it was a medium, but it's the last one they had, so I wanted it.
Was this the party though where you said no more glitter beards?
This was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the house.
That's about as much facial hair as RJ could grow at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't do the tacky sweater party this past year.
No.
We need to bring it back.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think this is from Jim's
not
wedding.
The same weekend as my company party.
No, that's Grant's wedding.
That's Grant's wedding.
Oh, is that Grant? Okay.
Notice the crutches.
Broken,
yeah, notice he almost fell. Like,
oh yeah, Fraser was still broken.
That was his year-long, 2-year-long.
So fucked up at that wedding. We were the only people in the parking lot pre-game in the wedding.
We were pretty much the only people on the dance floor at that point too. Everybody was just watching.
I don't know.
Like they were over it.
Mom in the back's all about it.
Dude, I remember at Jim's wedding, and my wife still gives me shit about it to this day. So I brought like a bottle of Crown to his wedding. It was like the week before was the nicest weather ever.
And then it was cold.
It was so
cold and windy, rain.
Cold.
Yeah.
And Jim rode in on his dirt bike. Alan,
Harrison.
Yeah.
Like
he officiated it.
Yeah, he officiated it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He dude, like I was so fucked up on the way home. Like I was confessing.
Well, you sat next to my buddy Flugum. And he saw that you had a bottle of Crown, and y'all were just passing back and forth. Dude, fucking hammered.
We finished everything for but that much at the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
So we're driving home, and I'm literally telling my wife driving home, and I'm like,
I'm gonna give you the best 43 seconds of your life.
She's never had that.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, like I really love you. Like I was just like that.
You were that. Yeah,
gone. I was just like no, I don't think you understand. Like I've never been that fucked up before. I'm just telling my wife like, no, I really love. Like I say I love you all the time. I really. And so she's like, if I get drunk, she's like, do you really love me? And it's like, yeah, I'm getting there.
That was a great wedding.
Yeah, that was fun.
I love weddings.
Yeah.
I turn into a different person at weddings.
Oh, dude, it's sick.
It is my goal to be the first person on the dance floor at any wedding I go to. Yeah.
Dude. We're like, oh, Jim's there. Let's go.
Yep.
When I had Coleman on the show, and I saw pictures when I was going through the stuff about Coleman's wedding.
Yeah.
Which was
when you danced with his mom.
His sister and his mom.
Oh, yeah.
But there was somebody else's wedding that went there.
Me and Tori got married there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you met Coleman, right?
You sound like him now. Oh, grammar police over here.
What else you got?
We already this was a fun little trip.
Yeah, there's Overton right in that picture, man.
You guys remember this trip?
Monster Mountain.
Yeah.
I had my broke wrist. I just went and hung out and took pictures of you all day.
That was relatively soon after Boomer broke his leg because this is one of his first rides back out.
He is not. Like,
he's not ridden dirt bikes since.
Since, right?
Well, I don't blame him, man. He just can't do it. Leg won't. The leg
Yeah, he
won't
was
do
riding
it.
your 300.
Fucked.
Leg
Yeah.
won't do it.
You remember the first time we went to Monster Mountain and I rode your 300 and I ran out of gas going up the big hill?
Yes.
Yeah, that was great. I'm like 3/4 of the way up and I'm like, oh shit.
What's happening?
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome.
I rolled the shit out of that track.
Oh, you did a great job. I got pictures. Y'all got a little air on the GP track.
Yeah, the last Loretta's qualifier that I did, one of the last ones I did, it was at Monster Mountain, and Anthony beat me.
What?
Sounds like a common occurrence to me.
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm.
I forget what our conversation was about, but I remember you being relatively disappointed in me.
Looks like it.
Yeah, my face. I think I was trying to just get you to drop a 10-foot jump, and you were like, "I'm not doing it."
He probably wanted a Woolies hat, and he was just like, "Oh shit, look at that hat Fraser's wearing."
I do like the fact that that helmet is.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
What's special about the helmet?
Which it was my one and only custom painted helmet.
Yeah, it was Shoe's helmet.
Oh, is that helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you wear an extra small, you can wear that.
No. That's the problem. Shoe ordered a medium, and he needed a small.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where he fucked up. So then when he got it, I was like, well, I'll buy it. But the cool thing with that, seeing that helmet, is the picture I just posted to my kid recently for his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Which, by the way, who like plans a kid's birthday for a Friday at 6 to 8 p.m.
Look, you can hit
at a jump park off Barrett Parkway.
You can hit all you want, but you're gonna be there tomorrow night.
You know what?
At my kid's birthday party. Okay?
One thing I do appreciate about all the pictures you take with your kid is you make every effort to look upset. Love it.
Oh yeah.
Brandon does a good job.
No, the funny thing with it
pissed
is
off
he'll sell it too. Like I'm just.
Oh no, he does a good job.
Yeah, I'm like,
Sells
B,
it. Yeah.
give me a mean mug, and he's just like,
The ones they all done at Disney are just perfect.
Oh yeah, those are great.
yeah. So yeah, this is my kid's 6th birthday on Tuesday, and these are recreation photos from when he was just a few days old. He was a wee lad, which I thought it would be weird because I was gonna have him like, God damn it, what's going on? All right, well, fuck this. I don't know what's happening now.
RJ knows where those sleeves are. Don't worry.
They're in his front yard.
No, so I was gonna have him like recreate those things like with it. Nobody can see this right now.
Oh.
Well, you're skipping a lot of pictures.
No, I'm deleting a lot.
Oh wow.
Oh, actually, no, you're right. I'm actually skipping. All right, so what's you guys saw some things that popped up, and I think you mentioned some stuff about the Colorado.
Oh, that's not Colorado.
No,
that's
that's-
Virginia.
Yeah, that's
And-
Hatfield McCoy.
That was awesome. That was a good place. If you haven't been to Hatfield, you should go. It's a great ride.
Yeah.
And that tall motherfucker is Will.
Yeah, that's my little brother.
And you want to see someone ring out at 250 climbing a hill climb, or doesn't matter what the fuck it is.
That
Off
YG.
the, just pinned the whole time. Didn't matter what it was. That dude was just strangling that bike.
Got to give a shout out to Questenberry right there.
Yeah, is
Miss-
that
RQ?
Yeah,
Yeah.
miss that guy.
Yeah, he passed away, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
At
this
the,
guy.
at the Arkansas Enduro.
Enduro, yeah.
Yeah, Coleman talked about him a good bit.
Man,
Yeah,
we
dude, that dude was rad.
RQ is a cool dude. I met him.
Yeah.
I met him too late in life, unfortunately. I wish I
Yeah.
was able to spend more time with
Yeah,
him.
there's Grayson.
Great dog. I was supposed to work out with him today.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Skip that one.
All right, so we talked about this a little bit. I wanted to know what you went through with this one, Alex.
2 years of misery. So when when you break a big bone like that, when you
Dude,
first
like,
break a
look
big
how
bone,
displaced that thing
fuck
is.
yeah, oh
right?
yeah, it was awful. It's great. When it happened,
You were in Mississippi, right?
I was in Meridian, Mississippi at a Secker hair scramble
Is
with
this-
A3.
Is that what you were
No,
wearing?
No, that's from Jerry and Scurry Murray.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
That was a
crash.
different crash.
That's
My
different
bad.
crash.
I'm sorry.
Like we said, you get hurt more, he does it better.
No, the femur break though, that's one of those events though. When I broke my leg, I knew right away I broke it because it sounded like home run derby. Like I just cranked one out of the field. Yeah, that's where I
Yeah.
hurt. It felt like.
Oh.
And when you reach down, you feel, you can't bend your knee. You go through your checklist every time you crash. Like, okay, I can bend my ankle, I can bend my wrists, everything moving. I want to go move my knee, and it wasn't moving. And I remember reaching down and feeling the big old divot where it broke. And the first thing that popped my mind was like, I just severed that main artery in my leg.
Oh,
and I'm gonna,
which can actually kill you.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to die in these woods. So I was by myself, and here comes another rider. I try to flag him down. Motherfucker does not stop. Right by me. Like, all right.
He was probably leading his class.
I hope he was.
Hope he won today.
Well, when that happened, like, the first thing I thought was I cut that main artery. It's like, I'm going to fucking die in these woods. So, like, the first, 15 minutes of that happening, I had a very big heart-to-heart with myself, coming to Jesus moment. Like, if this is how I die, then I'm okay with it. Because I've done a lot in my life. My wife will be taken care of. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine in the long run. It'll be okay.
Wasn't that like the first race that you went like kind of solo and you were with
you and
A3?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the first one.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. Don't go, don't go by myself. But that worked out in the long run. But after 15 minutes of I had my Jesus moment. I didn't die. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna die out here. And then 45 minutes later, the EMTs got to me, and it took them 45 minutes to get me out of the woods. So it took about an hour and a half before I got to the ambulance. And of course, don't go around the parking lot. Parade me straight through fucking Main Boulevard, right down the middle where everyone could see who you're towing out. And then they sit me back in the ambulance, and I had my brand new Tech 10s on. I think the first time I ever wore those boots. And this dude that was there, first back up a little bit. The guy that stopped was Gary Barr.
Oh, yeah, Gary. Yeah.
Gary's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I broke my leg. He's like, which part? I'm like, my femur. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That dude, Gary, threw away his whole race, hung out with me the whole time, and he was by my side until I was in the ambulance. That dude was made sure that I was from when he saw me to I was in the back of the ambulance. So shout out to Gary for hanging out with me the whole time. But yeah, so back to the ambulance, or back there, this dude's like, those are fresh Tech 10s. You shouldn't have those on right now. Do you want to take them off? I'm like, fuck yeah. Take these bitches off. And they just yanked them off my legs because if you go to the hospital with a broken leg,
they'll cut them off.
Cut them, they're gone.
Yeah, so if you're listening, you break your leg, pull the boots off, man.
Same thing with when I broke
before the swelling kicks in.
No, don't matter. Pull the boots off.
Pull them off.
Yeah.
They'll fix whatever happens. Don't worry. But I went to the hospital, and A3 met me at the hospital. Hawaii, he stayed with my brother, so he can come inside and hang out. So A3, I forget which round it was, but he and I hung out and watched Supercross, the whole Supercross race at the hospital, waiting for surgery to happen, and the next night to whatever. And then,
then he drove your van back.
Dude, solid dude. This is like one of the first times I've ever hung out with him.
Yeah.
He just recently moved to Georgia, maybe within that year or so. It's trying to figure out his clique of people, and I convince him to go racing with me, and then I break my leg, and he takes all my gear, takes my bike, my van, takes it all back home to his house, washes my bike, washes my van, washes my gear.
Then they blasted the speed bumps in your van on the way, taking it back to the house.
Probably, I'm sure. Probably.
Was Nicky driving?
But no, he brought
Nick, I think.
Brought all my stuff back to the house. That's something you don't forget about. That's why A3 in my book will always be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Upper echelon.
I think he was part of. You just ruined it.
Oh my god!
I think he was part of the group chat by that. And he was like, "Hey, how do I call Fraser's wife and tell him he broke a bone?" I was like,
"I got it.
It's very delicate here."
I got this.
I've done this a few times.
Let me tell you how to do this.
Yeah, so I ended up going to a Rush hospital outside Meridian to get leg surgery or my surgery done by a doctor that looked like he just got off like the West Coast surf league. Long blonde hair, had a tie on that was well undone, with buttons were undone past his tie. And I was like, this is the dude that's working my leg. Fuck it, let's roll.
Like, let's do this.
So do the surgery. I fly home, get home after that, and fast forward to about 3 or 4 months, find out that non-union, it's not accepted. That my leg's not accepting the rod. I go back in, yank the rod out. That's what they do. They go in, yank the rod out, hammer in a bigger one. All right, cool. We're off to the races. At that point, I'm with Piedmont Hospital. My doctor was the one that did my tib fib. Got that all fixed up, so we're good to go. Fast forward another 3 or 4 months. I have still a non-union at the break and a goddamn bone infection happening. So that's when they went on the side, and they ended up cutting out the bone infections on both sides.
Oh.
And then they did a bone graft here from a piece they took off from when they cut out the bone infection over here, and then did a cadaver bone fragment on this side to get it to reconnect.
Mm.
I got that all done. Fast forward 3-4 months later, still non-union. So they have to go back in, yank the
So they
rod.
killed somebody for nothing.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yank the rod out for the third time and hammer in a 14 millimeter rod, which is the largest circumference piece of metal you can install in a human body.
I don't know. I've seen some videos where. Oh, sorry.
Permanently installed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Permanently installed.
Sorry.
And if y'all ever visit Alex at his office, he has these rods.
Oh, dude, I got like drumsticks, baby.
Kind of like a
on
big black
display.
fist on the wall.
I mean, he's probably got like $40,000 worth of medical rods, like right there at his desk, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, check it out."
Yeah,
Does he drum on them?
but that whole thing, that was 2 years off the bike, man. Had
Dude, that was
between
that
my
was
tib
gnarly.
fib and my femur break, I've had 11 surgeries. I've had my knee taken apart 11 times
Oh,
in order to put the rods in, screws, and all that jazz. And my good leg, my stock OEM leg, hurts more than the aftermarket leg. So,
Pay good money for it not to hurt.
God, dude, I am the $845,000 man, baby.
Hell yeah. Worth
Yeah.
every penny.
come into our country.
My ortho
you
has
take
a
our
really,
insurance.
really nice boat.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was done at the Scurry and Jerry Murray when I caught a tree just right on my knee brace and bent the whole bracket over, ripped me off the bike. I sent that picture to EVS.
No way.
Oh, fuck yeah. I sent that picture to EVS. I was like, y'all's shit like saved my leg. Thank you very much. I am 100% buying another pair. They responded back with another pair is on the way. Don't worry.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
they-
send me that. Well, no, I don't need it. I'm gonna try the same shit.
but I wasn't trying to get any free stuff out of it. I was
Yeah.
literally, I did the same thing with Fly, trying to get free stuff from them. But EVS, they're like, whoa, here's a new set.
Yeah. Stand behind their product. That's good.
This guy's got to fuck more shit up. We need to see
Yeah.
this new shit.
Yeah.
But that's wild. Do you have any idea how hard you have to hit something to do that?
Yeah. That's like the Web Pro,
Yeah.
and it does not bend easily.
You quit hitting trees.
Didn't you get out of my
They
way?
don't move. Okay.
No, they 100%.
No, they don't.
100%
Hey.
move in your way.
Down
100%.
here in America, we have American trees. Well, they don't move. I know you grew up in Canada, okay?
They're tough.
Yeah.
Man, if you
like,
ever, if you,
they're not maple syrup trees, okay?
if you ever race in Oklahoma, you go do that NEPG race, the branches don't move either.
No, they do not.
They got
No.
hurricane
that small little
rated
twig, you're like,
branches.
okay, cool. I can blast.
Oh, there's a hotline.
Nope.
And just shreds
They're
you.
steel rods. Is what the branches are in out west are.
Oh, there's a nice.
No, I was trying to figure out. So, like, I was just pulling up next pictures. Is that you, Alex?
No.
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 Okay, I was trying to figure that. I didn't think it-
124. Jesus.
So that's 126, dude.
Is that 6?
Yeah.
Okay. well, I looked
Isn't that the
Here's the
Iron
other
Mountain
reason
race?
you know it's not Alex. He's not out front. Because he whole shots.
Yeah.
95% of
Yeah.
the race.
Now he
That is
does.
true.
Bullshot King, baby.
So,
Yeah.
yes, I was moving on to the Iron Mountain race.
Yeah, that's
So
Iron Mountain.
This,
Yeah.
this was the first Pink Tutu lost race
Oh yeah.
where I came up, and you guys, this is the first race after my right knee surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell anybody was coming. I signed up as Ronald German.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Yeah.
38 class. So I went up to Tammy and was like, Bill Lowe, and was like, yeah, I'm Ronald Jeremy. I'm like, 'cause she knew me, right?
Yeah.
So like low billed it, got
Yeah.
a thing, and then went to the line. Like I was trying to be so secretive to where you guys didn't know how to show up, and then just showed up on the line.
Yeah. Backing up to Tammy, she gets a calendar every year too,
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
Tammy.
and we make sure we give it to her at sign up, and like, all right, flip through it, and she's just like,
Try to hide it as quick as possible.
as she's popping like the biggest lady
So
boner,
this,
throws in a
so this
in a
was the
Marlboro
first
red.
race where Jim actually, or anybody, had to wear the pink tutu.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I killed it that race. Except,
There's still Pink Tutu out there to this day.
dude, that thing
Yeah.
got shredded.
So the best part about this happening is the fact that, like I said, it was my
Look how
first
little you
race
make that
back.
bike
I was just, I was going at 30%, right? Jim laps me. 30 feet after he laps me, there's a little gully. It's the last lap at this point. He hits the gully and just helicopters in front of me.
Yeah.
Deegan's it.
Yeah, like the Deegan. Fuck, what race was that, right? But it looked just like that. He just Like, I'm like, he lost his bet to me. There's a fucking pink tutu flying. And I'm like, are you good? He's like,
oh, good.
And I'm like, okay. So I get going. And like, I don't know, quarter mile, half mile later, he catches back up to me. I look back. I see the tutu. There's less of it.
Yeah.
And I move over, let him by, and he yells, block me, block me, block me. And I go, oh, shit.
I was leading.
Yeah. So he's trying to win his first 30A championship.
Yeah.
So I literally got in front of the dude that is in between him and the race. And I'm just like on the, I'm fucking like,
It was that, it was the Brazilian guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was that Brazilian guy. Yeah.
Caesar?
No. It was
Ramos?
no, the Marcel or Gomez or something. He was the one that was from up north that was coming down or something, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was like Rosello Ramos or something.
Well, I know.
Was that the one that you were battling with?
Yeah, the first year.
The one that I like, the one
Yeah.
that it raced B for a long time. I remember racing him in B.
Yeah, because I would always beat him, but he wasn't like too far behind me.
Yeah. So either way, Jim's yelling, block me. And I'm like, all right. I'm literally road blocking this guy. So like he's rev bombing. And I'm wedged in between two trees.
Oh, let's go friendship.
Like I didn't give a shit, but I'm like, I'm gonna help my buddy and I'm gonna have a good time. Like fuck it, like whatever.
No.
Ronald Jeremy's a real asshole. That is a story that has not been told in this show. All right, we only have a few more. What about this one? This is the race where RJ finally joined in.
Yeah.
Because he had FOMO in the 24-hour race.
Because I kind of bailed, not last minute, but I bailed the year before, and then I was like, man, I got to do it next year. That was fun, man.
Dude, look at my hair. Holy shit. Yes.
For a second, I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, look at that flow.
So that to end the race, all Brandon had to do was just go cruise, just chill, not anything crazy, go kind of slow. Because we were trying to time it to where he would run 1 or 2 laps, and then I would run 1 or 2 laps to finish or whatever. What does this dude do? Goes out and blows the damn bib and tire.
Oh, yeah.
Right before the finish.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so then I'm like, I'm not ready because he wasn't due in for another like 20 minutes. And then obviously it was like mad scramble for me to get ready and then go out there. Dude, it was.
Not only that, like if you were to honestly like record a whole event of any team's 24-hour race, because think about it. Didn't he foul a plug?
Yeah.
He fouled a plug. Like, there's so much shit that happens.
I didn't start the race.
Shit.
What's his name?
David. No. Harrison. He started. He's coming in. We're like, all right, Jim, go. He'd already warmed his bike up.
No,
he hits the button.
I'm like warming the bike up.
And like, here comes Harrison coming down. So
and fouled the plug on that 300.
Yeah.
So we run over there. He gets on my bike. He goes out there.
I was like, I need another bike.
And I'm like,
I grabbed RJ's. He goes,
I'm like, don't give it hell. Because it wasn't warmed up or nothing. It was like still pretty new. I was like, don't give it hell. What's this dude do?
like out of the pits. Like,
I hear it. So then
RJ's like, oh, come on.
Like, damn it, dude. So then he goes out there. Me and Brandon put a new plug in. We pulled the tank, put the plug in. I'm like, all right, cool. He's ready to go. So I ran to before the finish to let him know because I knew he wasn't going to like ride my bike because it's set up way soft. So I flagged him down. I was like, hey, go to the pit. Your bike's ready. So I run back.
I was like, good thing because I just crashed my bike.
So he gets on the other bike. He gets on the other bike. I walk back over to mine and I look and I'm like,
what the fuck?
My seat cover's ripped. And then like the stickers on like the graphics on the rear fender are messed up. And I'm start pulling shit apart. My seat's hanging off. The fucking fender's hanging off. The subframe's cracked. So he comes back in like, hey man, did you wreck my bike? And he goes, I kind of fell a little bit down a hill.
It was an off camber, and I tucked it, and then the back end hit a tree. Yeah.
I'm like, well, dude, fuck my shit all up. And he was like,
that was like a $300 like lap.
yeah. So literally, he gets off the track. We call Woolies. We're like, hey, we need to order a subframe because we had the Cherokee the next week, and I didn't know like how bad it was broke. You know, and like it was cracked pretty good.
KTM subframes are cheaper than Husky subframes. By the way.
He learned that. He learned that. They're about half.
He
the
learned
price.
that at Sparky's.
Yeah.
No. That was
no. I did it at Sparky's too.
Yeah. This
I
was
watched that dude sandwich your ass, man.
Yeah.
That was at the Monkey Town one where you smashed the tree. He smashed the
Dude.
subframe, all of the
The
exhaust.
pipe, the silencer. Yeah. That was an expensive weekend.
I came around the corner and he's just like wadded as shit, and I'm like, dude, are you good? And he's like,
But for the 24-hour race, I did wreck RJ's bike.
That's one thing I haven't done yet. I haven't done a 24
The 24-hour thing. I was super nervous.
All I know is those 5 on the left are great. The Tiger King on the very right, David, fuck. Dude, that guy sucked big fat donkey balls. But because he brought a Speedo.
He did bring a Tiger King Speedo to the line.
Well, he didn't have his like bike wasn't set up for woods. Like he was a moto guy.
Well, Crane was supposed to ride with us.
Yeah, he broke his wrist.
And then he got hurt, and so that was a fill-in.
Yeah,
but
there he is, right there.
Was he worse than the Raven?
Oh no, Sean was supposed to run with this.
I would have read
Sean
that in the
McKenzie,
Raven.
remember?
Oh yeah, Sean was.
Mike got hurt and Sean got hurt.
And we were scrambling to put a team
That's how we
together.
got Harrison, and obviously he held the team.
Yeah.
He tried to.
Dude,
somebody tried to
Harrison
poach him.
almost set the fastest lap time. in that race.
he ripped,
Harrison's dude. He's
Dude, he
bad,
fucking
man. I
he's
remember
good.
him at Iron Mountain. I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
I know.
How come I've never seen this guy race?
That was
dirt
the
bikes?
first time I ever saw him. It was like I thought it was one of your moto buddies, and like we were going to ride in the woods, and I almost was like, "You
get behind
these
me."
are a little bit tight, like you good." Like I thought it was a straight up moto guy.
No,
So as soon as we started riding, I'm like,
Holy shit!
"What's your name?" And I remember it from Sorks, and I'm like, "Oh, you've been like overall in Sorks. Like, yeah, you're okay. You're okay. Yeah, you're good."
Yeah,
by all means, please lead.
Yeah.
Talking about like the funny connections too. Like I just happened to be at Rope Mill mountain biking one day with Heath Bomar, and we came out at the end of like whatever the one is that's kind of gnarly, like the first one by the bathrooms.
Yeah, like Avalanche.
Yes, Avalanche.
Yeah.
So we get done at the same time. So we're all sitting under a tree, and Heath made some comment, and I go, dude, I don't know. You're the one that like races GNCCs. And Heath goes, oh, you guys race GNCCs? I was like, well, no, I've never raced a GNCC, but he's done like the mountain bike GNCCs. He's like, oh, I've raced GNCC too.
You didn't know he's like XC2.
Well,
like,
yeah, he goes, that's
Lo
what
and
he goes.
behold.
I've raced XC2 and GNCC, and we're like, okay, yeah. He's like, but I want to start doing moto more. So like, I'm looking for. Do you guys ride moto? And I was like, yeah, I ride moto. And so we exchanged numbers, and I get him to go ride moto with me, and he like I'm still pretty good at that point, and he's just on my ass. And I'm like, who the fuck is this Woods guy all on my ass? That's like what the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah, get it.
Good tower right there.
Yep, nice.
These are Budweiser waters, by the way.
Yeah. They're not training fluid.
they're the nectar. It's the nectar of the gods, dude. Good shit.
Yeah, so at that point, I like last minute too. I got Harrison on. Like, not only did Mike break his shit, somebody else.
Yeah, Sean McKenzie.
Sean McKenzie.
So we had to replace two within like the last 2 weeks.
Yep. And I somehow talked him in, and that was his like the week after his 30th birthday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had just turned.
He just turned 30.
And then the other team tried to poach him when we got there, and he's like, "Dude, I'm already committed." Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
that's right.
"Thank you."
I think what we got like 9th overall that year.
Well, we dropped with Brandon's whole ordeal.
No,
we dropped like
I had
3
a
spots.
bad ordeal too. Remember my sprocket bent?
Yeah, your sprocket bit, but we lost like 3 spots with Brandon's deal because it looked like I did like an hour and a half.
No,
lap.
we were 11th, or we were so close to the top 10.
Yeah.
like that's all I wanted was top
We
10.
kept the wristband from the year before.
We don't talk about how we cheat.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I still have that wristband in my van.
Speaking of cheating, one of the funniest things I ever heard of when it comes to cheating was when we were at a Sorks race, and Eddie does his whole spiel, talks about the course ahead of time, and Eddie's like, all right, for all you cheaters out there that want to cut the course, and I swear to God, like 40 people were like, whoa.
did not.
Go on.
Well, this was at this is at Ren's, I think, years ago. And Jim,
I was racing 250A.
Yeah, and in Jim's
No,
defense,
it was Cochrane.
was it Cochrane?
It was Cochrane.
One of those sandy courses.
You tell us, like, 'cause you did the story, but that was hysterical.
Dude, it was like, one of the sand whoopy courses, and I got so out of shape. Coming down this long straightaway and just blew a corner down. I'm like, oh shit. Like, finally got my stuff together, and I see somebody, like, go right in front of me. And so I'm like, okay, well, the course goes down there and just U-turns and comes out, so I just hop back in. I cut off like 4 miles and like had the fastest lap of the race by like 3 minutes.
That's when Nick Ensler was like, look at this motherfucker's time.
Nick Eisner came and protested me. Hey, Anthony, grab me another beer.
2.
Yeah, and so like I was like, how the hell did I get second that day? And so like I'm sitting there and I'm talking to RJ because that was the day that I asked Mike if I could marry Brittany.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on, and it's like we started like looking up times because I took a picture of the overall, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look over and there's Nick Eisner walking across the parking lot, like. Excuse me, sir.
I think you cut the course somewhere.
You cheated, okay? And so that's when Eisner was like big into it. And I was like coming to that realization as I was talking to RJ, like, you didn't grab us a beer. Go get a beer. Go back and get a beer. And I was like, hold on, there's no fucking way. I don't know how this happened. And we're like looking at it, and I was like, no, that's wrong. And he walks out, he's like, sorry, you cheated. And I'm like,
you don't say.
Hold on. Yeah, looking at this, I know when it happened. I know where it happened. Yeah, my bad.
That was the same course. I think it was 2 or 3 years prior to that Mike showed up and raced the morning race. And, like, the morning race always has, like, the perfect course.
Oh, yeah.
In that Cochrane, it was, like, fresh after a rain. So, like, the whole course was practically bladed because of the rain. And Michael, and there's a race where Charlie Mullins showed up and raced the afternoon. Now, granted, morning race and afternoon races are pretty different terrain purposes. But as far as lap times go, Michael's first lap was 17 seconds faster than Charlie Mullins' fastest lap. It's like, Michael, why? It's like, please just come racing on a professional level already.
I'm good.
Isn't that when Grizzle was racing the morning race on like on a dual sport?
DRZ400. And they got protested.
Hey,
he's pre-spreading the course. Like, come on, dude. Dude, raced 2 hours.
I remember that year.
My whole first year, I was running 200C, and I was starting on the second row, I think it was.
I got full testes.
And Grizzle was racing that DRZ, and I just remember him just blowing my doors off like every single race.
Honking the horn away by.
Yeah. I'm like, who is this guy? Then he would go freaking top 10 the afternoon race, too.
Want me to rub him?
Yeah. Use your Canadian small self.
Yeah. Go to another picture. Let's see something else.
No, the Grizzle picture was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a great picture.
I switch between camera things.
Okay.
Dude, I remember walking the line there and seeing all the people just like, what are these guys doing? Like, they were taking photos, and I'm just like,
I'd bring my D-Walk fan, and we'd have like us like rubbing like our racer shoulders, and they're just like, what the fuck?
So this was actually a really fun race that season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this was a race where I had to wear a pink tutu because Jim and everybody makes short jokes about me. And I was like, I can't be the shortest one in the group. And anybody who's heard me mention the group chat, it's basically these guys and like 7 other fucking woods racers where we just talk shit to each other relentlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Appropriately named Anthony's Diary.
Yeah. It was Team Ramrod. Now it's just Anthony's
Tori saw that
Diary.
the other day. She's like, what the fuck? I'm like,
honestly, I was like, no, Ben put that.
Oh, yeah.
Ben
changes weekly.
Neb gets full credit for that.
Yeah, where I'm like, I kind of don't even get it. But
Ben.
Jim and I were looking at the nicknames the other day because we couldn't remember like what they were.
What his was.
Mine's like Sweet Cheeks. And yours is diarrhea or something. All right.
Jackson's front end. Alex Fraser. Come on.
All right, so,
But come on.
so this is the thing. Jim, how many times in your adult life have you shit your pants?
It's more than 2 hands. Yeah. As you get older and you drink Bud Heavies and you make other poor dietary decisions, it happens.
There's going to be a 1 a.m. shit after these.
Oh, 100%.
Dude,
Yeah, whatever.
We were joking about making like GPS locations where Jim had to go over to shit his pants for the calendar.
Well, I still have toilet paper, so I keep rolls in my truck and the van and stuff like
the
that.
San Francisco poo map you can find. There's a Jim Faucette poo map.
Yeah.
So in my
No shame, guys.
my calendar album on my phone is like Jim like next to the shit on the wall.
At the airport.
At the airport, yeah. I was surprised I made it that far. That was a rough morning. That was like a 6:30 a.m. flight.
All right, so
If you park at, level 4 around
the international terminal. Level 3 on the corner.
Jim was there.
I was
red
there.
lot, letter L.
Yeah.
Aisle 3.
The one with the shit stain on the wall.
No.
I can pull a picture up if
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
All right, so
Nobody
this
see
picture
that.
was pretty funny to me because there's so many elements to this. This is the first race where I ever met Jeff Hill because he got knocked the fuck out.
That was at Kingston.
Dude, he got knocked the
that
fuck
Kingston.
out.
Dude, right in
He
front
got
of us.
knocked out.
Yeah.
Right in front of where we parked.
He hit that log.
Yeah,
Like,
out
dude.
cold. That was on his brand new 250.
Yeah, it was when that was the brand new 23. He was one of the first ones to get the 23.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, ate shit.
That was bad.
Face planted right in front of us. So
First
when
thing, like,
I
3
actually
weeks
got
ago,
him to
fucking-
do my
Yeah.
suspension, I was like, hey, so you should give me a discount because like I helped save you.
Yeah, we rolled you off the log.
God damn it,
I
Jim.
tried. Okay. All right, keep going. Jeff Hill.
So,
making
yeah.
Shit.
So that was also the race where I told Jason McKenzie that, hey, like this is like 4 rounds early. I'm like, stamp it right now. 25 points in the series. Next race. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm telling you right now, because you guys know you have to read the fine print.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying isn't actually what's happening.
It's a
So
fucking
he
lie.
heard I was going to get first place, and I was confident I was going to get first place. He didn't know I was working the race to get 25 points. So he accepted the bet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
This is why I don't
This-
make bets with you.
yeah.
This is the reason.
This is why
I
none of
don't
you
make
guys
bets.
fucking make bets with me. So I told Jason, like, okay, and I brought that tutu for him, the one in that picture, so he could wear it. But there was also shit talk in the chat about how I'm the shortest one. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I can't be the shortest one. I was like, Ben, how tall are you? And you guys fucking set me up. No one Ben's taller than me.
Yeah.
But I was like,
no one's
okay.
Shorter than you.
So Ben wasn't supposed to be at that race. So at that race in the day, Jason McKenzie, I went up to him and was like, hey, here's your tutu to wear. He goes, no, I've got mine. He's got one around his wrist.
Yeah, I
And
remember
I
that.
was like, oh, I was like, dude.
Be like,
Yeah, loophole.
You got me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, that's fair.
See,
And then
when
Ben
she's
showed
four,
up and he was
fine.
taller than me by like 2 inches. And I was like, or 4 or whatever you guys are going to say.
Yeah.
No? So I was like, okay, time to
I don't know
win
the
this race.
exact measurement. Yeah, I don't know.
The funny thing about people not believing me, you guys remember what happened to Alex's bike? And me having a demo bike?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
So
All I know is that like Brandon looks like a tard in this picture.
So high-fiving. The
I
reason,
just pooped.
hey, you guys.
Yeah.
So the reason why Brandon is high-fiving Alex, or A3, as we have dubbed him, because there's too many Alexes.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck's are you talking about me?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about him. I'm like,
that's
I
right.
don't
You got
know.
Alex, which is me, or Fraser, and you got Boomer.
Boomer,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then A3, which I came up with
Alexander.
A3, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get my accolades. Fuck off.
So A3 went out for one lap, and his bike fucked up. But I brought a demo bike from Bleep Company.
Yeah.
And he jumped on the bike and finished the race and did pretty good. He got like third in AA or
Yeah, because
or
I think somebody
250A.
like complained or something, didn't they?
No. Nobody
No?
complained. I photoshopped shit between Tammy. A text between
yeah,
Tammy
that's
and
right.
him.
That's right.
And he thought that he lost the whole series
yeah,
because of my photoshopping bullshit.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's another one where I was like, do you guys, because it happened to him,
Yeah.
and then it happened to A3, and I was like,
Right.
are you guys not going to ever learn? Like, don't fucking trust me. I'm going to fuck you.
Yeah, we don't anymore. Trust me.
Oh, do you actually have Photoshop or you use like Canva or something like that?
Look, don't ask questions you don't know the
Photoshop is a
answer to.
very like hard program to learn, and I don't feel like you have the capacity to like do that.
Okay.
I've seen some of your Photoshop skills, and it's not very good.
No.
Yeah, but you've seen some, and it's
Some, yeah.
If you know how to use Photoshop, like you can make anything happen.
Look,
you don't know how to use Photoshop.
Anything.
Got it. Okay.
it's like what the effort I want to make somebody believe, and the effort I just want to fuck with somebody.
Yeah.
You know, like that's really the path I go.
So you don't know how to use Photoshop.
No, I do. It's just a matter. Like you guys always comment, like, "Do you fucking work? Like, what do you do?" And
You
I'm
don't
like,
work.
I'm just efficient.
You are not the breadwinner. we got that. We already know that.
Your wife definitely makes more money than you do.
For now,
For now. But when this podcast takes off,
she's still gonna make nothing.
GPTLs ain't gonna stand a chance.
Mm-hmm. All right, go to another picture. I'm tired of looking at Brandon Tart arm.
No, for real. Before we go to another one, I actually want to pay like homage to somebody.
Ooh.
And that's RJ's dad.
Huh?
And so I actually have a whole little folder here of things that I want to bring up because this is like a thing that has happened in the racing community.
That's a good pick.
Love Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got to meet your dad. Like,
my dad was rad, dude.
Your dad was cool as shit. I met your dad probably two
maybe
years
one
prior. He was racing.
Maybe.
He was out there racing with us.
Yeah, I mean, he raced for about 6 months before he passed, but
so this, from what I can tell, was the last picture.
yeah,
that was the last picture that you guys
that was
had.
the start of the 2017 Sork Series at Aonia.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So
bikes are fucking turds.
He still has it
compared to today's bikes.
Yeah. No, I sold mine and swapped all the stuff to his bike, so I kept it. That's why one reason I'll never get rid of it.
Yeah. So that's the 200 we were talking about.
Yeah,
earlier, right? Yeah. So. Yeah, I just wanted to like kind of show those things and just kind of show like we all have kids now, right?
Oh yeah.
We want our kids to kind of carry the memories, carry the thoughts, and just like enjoy what we got to enjoy doing, right?
Yeah, we got to ride for like, I don't know, maybe 6 months or whatever, but dude, it was sick. Like we would go ride every weekend, man. It was awesome.
Your dad was cool.
Yeah, I thought that was like a really good picture right there.
Yeah, that was at Jim's house. Yeah, that was our Tori and I.
That's what's cool about your dad. Your dad hung out.
Oh, dude, he was right there in the middle.
Oh, he was about.
There's another
what's going
picture
on.
of all of us.
He was all of us. Yeah.
Like on the porch or whatever. Yeah, he was drinking beer with all of us.
So like, because I've only got to hear it from like third person point of view. Like what went? Because that was Aonia.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So we raced Aonia. And then we were leaving and we were pulling out and all that stuff. And I realized he was having a stroke. Like when we were pulling, like we weren't even out. Like we were almost to the main road. So I turned around and went, like I blew right past
the medic?
Yeah, well, I blew past the medic because I wasn't paying attention. Like, dude, I was running like 60 through, like back to where the race was. And we got down there or whatever. And then they ended up, airlifting him to Augusta or whatever it was.
Yeah,
and all that stuff. Yeah. And it was just me and him. Tori wasn't there that day. And Mike and Coleman went down, and they didn't have service. So Tori got a hold of them. They came back, and then Mike ended up going to the hospital with me, and then he drove my truck home and all that stuff. And then he obviously passed away a couple days later and all that. But, yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a couple days later.
Yeah, it was like 2 days. 2 days or something like that. It was like Sunday to Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever it was. Yeah.
Jeez.
But...
So one of the things because it's tough to like look at the timeline because like pictures get posted in different things, right? So was that after you guys got married or before?
No, it was like 2 months before we got married.
Okay, because I thought it was like super close.
Yeah, because this picture was actually at like our wedding shower or something. Like that was like the week before he passed
Or
away.
engagement.
No, it
thing
wasn't even
or
engagement.
whatever.
It was like right before our wedding, because that was real close before he passed away. But yeah, it was
Yeah, that was at our house.
yeah, because we had that party and everything at your house.
Yes, Brittany and I weren't even engaged at that point.
No, because y'all got engaged shortly after we got married, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things where like didn't know you guys that well. But
Yeah.
heard from a distance and it was almost like damn.
yeah, well, it's like Dad raced like back in the late '70s and stuff like that, like all the local stuff and everything. And then like we didn't have money for motorcycles growing up or whatever, so it was super cool that like I got a bike, and then he was like, well, shit, I got to get out there too. So then he got a bike, and we were able to ride, you know. And I mean, because a couple years before I borrowed your bike. Yeah, the first time I ever rode a dirt bike, I rode his 200. He rode his moto bike, and then Dad was just going to go to Highland Park ride his four-wheeler with us, and then Tori and Brittany ended up renting a motorcycle for him to ride. So that was the first time we got to ride. And then it was like a year later is when I bought a bike, and then he bought the bike shortly after I did to start riding, you know. So I was like so thankful we got those 6 months of riding together, because, I mean, it'd been 28 years, you know, talking about wanting to do it, just never did it. So yeah, it was super cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep.
Papa Russ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those things too. Like my grandma didn't get to experience too much of my kid's life. You know what I mean? Like, so it's one of those things too where it's got a bug you where like,
oh yeah, dude, it's like it sucks, but
you got the most out of the time that you had.
Right,
too,
right.
so.
Yeah, I mean, shit. What better way can you go out there? You know, go out by racing dirt bikes with your son, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
I'm glad you met me, and I was like,
I know
BMX bikes are fucking gay.
Yeah,
and you need to buy, you need to ride a dirt bike.
Screw pedaling.
Yeah, pedaling sucks. So buy a dirt bike, and bam, Papa got to ride.
Yeah,
you know, that's why Sturkey comes up to me. He's like, "Can I ride my motorcycle?" And I'm like, "Well, it's." And Brittany's like, "It's wet in the backyard," and I was like, "Fuck it, we're riding the road."
Yeah, like yeah. I'm like, I ain't telling you no, we're going riding.
Yeah, we're gonna go ride any chance I get.
That's like Kendall, dude. Every time in the garage, she'll walk in and she sees the bikes and she's like, she'll point, like, you're on the bike.
Yeah.
And then it's the next bike. She wants to be on every bike. Every time she gets in the garage, doesn't matter what's going on. That takes priority over everything
That's
else.
how Walker is. I've never seen a baby that gets so pumped to see motorcycles. Like we're walking through the garage, she points. She's walking over there trying to climb on Huntley's little E2. At the races, she's ripping the headphones off because she wants to hear it. Like,
yeah,
I mean, Huntley loves her dirt bikes, but Walker loves her dirt bikes, I think, even more.
At the moment, Kendall prefers her coloring book. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get her an E2.
I will eventually. When she gets, when the balance bike's coming off next week. So
yeah.
That's one of the funny things, like the middle finger flick off, all the shit that we've talked about, like all of us, and hell, I helped your kid get here because of the shit I had to go through with my kid's IVF.
Yeah.
The IVF stuff.
Yeah.
That's the wild part about IVF, kind of like completely abstract subject. From
my
moto.
God.
Yeah.
But like people don't talk about IVF.
Oh yeah.
And they keep their cards really close to their chest, which I've come to find. Which, you know, when you go through IVF, you feel outrageously alone.
Yeah.
Because people don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And no one talks about it.
Yeah.
So whenever the topic comes up, I always make a point to talk about it at least a little bit, just because no one does.
Right.
And it's a hard thing to really understand for folks that don't have to go through the process of IVF, because it is scary. It's weird. It's expensive. It's nerve-wracking. You're thinking that, you know,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, I
Other
volunteered
people,
to bang Fraser's wife, so he didn't have to do that.
No, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I thought it's all him.
Yeah. So I mean, I was trying to be a team player.
Hey man, talk to Brittany. But with IVF thing, no, it's one of those things where it's not talked about enough.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it happens
No, I
to
agree.
a lot of people, and a lot of people when it comes to IVF, a lot of people get upset at people that can get pregnant so easily.
Yeah.
And people that can have a kid, you know, out of wedlock, like, hey, you had a one-night stand, now we're pregnant, and you guys don't want this kid, and let's get an abortion or whatever. And so for Brittany and I, it's like, dude, we're trying so hard to get pregnant and just can't do it, and then you can go and have a one-night stand and get pregnant like that. You have no idea. Like, it's just weird how that works out. Like, the people that don't deserve, lack of a better term, kids that don't deserve.
Mm-hmm.
People that don't deserve kids get kids, and the people that want kids real badly have to fight for it.
Right.
So, but the cool part is I get to pick the sex.
Yeah. Like, okay, cool.
Dude,
You're gonna be a girl, and you're gonna be a boy.
Yeah. Just drop it in.
I've got like 7 of each in the freezer right now.
We got quite a few in the freezer.
No. Damn it! I took a picture the other day. I swore I did.
Is it Greg Day naked on my motorcycle?
No. So, here it is. All right, let me see if I can send this to my email. So this is one of the funniest shits ever.
It's like 10:30 and you haven't already like set this up.
Yeah.
Way to go, bud. Yeah.
So no, because
our
we
beer
just started,
tower, our pyramid's done.
Yeah. Unless we keep it going.
We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more beers. 3 more beers. Yeah, 1 each. RDS collection should help.
So the other day, Brayler made a comment about.
Wait till how they drink too. Yeah, dude.
Why is it a glass of water?
I will say this is.
Give me that.
Get it out of here. Ugh. Is anybody actually listening right now?
No, who gives a shit? We're having a good time. So,
really, nobody's listening.
No one's on.
no, there's people listening.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
talking shit.
Hi, everyone.
So the other day, Brayler made a comment about a lab, and I tried to tell him, like, softly, "Hey, you were created in a lab," and he's like, "What do you mean I was created?" Like, because I joke with him so much that he didn't believe, right? So
No way.
Shocker.
yeah, big surprise, right? So he was asked to draw a self-portrait of like the past, the present, and the future. And when I told him, try to explain to a 5-year-old about IVF, this is what he drew. So on the left is the past. He was new and for sale in a lab. And then present is him, and the next one is him with glasses.
No, he's way too tall. Yeah, he's not gonna be that tall.
Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah. Sorry, bud.
He's hoping he doesn't get your height.
Maybe.
Did you hear all that, Alex?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, yeah. On the left is my kid in a lab for sale. So for new, N-U, not N-E-W, for sale.
Thought he went to a private school.
Yeah. We're not paying for that anymore. It's not working. Okay. So yeah, that was pretty good.
That's awesome.
Your first picture is good too. I mimicked yours too with mine. The finger pointing.
Oh. Yeah.
It's a good picture.
Yeah, where it's in the cup. Yeah, we're not gonna go that one.
Dad, where's my baby picture?
Yeah. I've got the first picture ever of you right here with Marilyn Monroe in the background.
Losing my tools. I'll tell you what, the whole experience of IVF, when you have to go, as you know, your first experience jerking off in a cup. Did you do that? Your IVF
Yeah, like
person?
7 times. It was.
For the first time, though, I mean, my experience was wild. I think I've told you this.
Yeah.
You guys know this story. I don't know if it's appropriate for your show or not.
Did you stick your own finger in your butt?
I did. Wait, how else do you guys finish? Is that not normal? Oh, okay.
You just kind of cup it and throw.
No, so go on with the actual heartfelt story of the situation.
The very first time I had to go with the IVF, you had to go for what we had to do. I had to go jerk off in a cup or whatever, so they can do their science shit. And the first time I had to go do it, I thought it was going to like a regular doctor's appointment. It's like right before like a big meeting with a big client. So I'm wearing like full on like business suit, tie, blazer, the whole 9. And I go to the doctor's
Claremont Lounge.
I go to the doctor's appointment, and I go there and I check in or whatever. And I sit in the reception. I'm like, well, there's no one else there besides me. And they call my name in the back. Like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go talk to the doctor.
Did you bring your briefcase in?
I did have my briefcase. And I go back there.
I brought my own material.
Thank you. They're like DVDs, Blu-ray.
And fucking like I follow the receptionist thinking I'm going back to the doctor's office. She just takes me to this other room off to the side and go in this room and there's a TV on the wall, not unlike yours, TV on the wall. And then like like a lazy boy and like a little table next to it. I'm like, oh god, this is one of those rooms. And she's like, and the receptionist, who's on a hot scale, a solid like 7.
There was like a
Not bad.
leather couch.
No, it was a leather lazy boy.
Oh.
And
that way that it doesn't get stained, they can just wipe it.
well, like, and she grabs onto the TV remote and like she's like thumbing through the genres of porn. And she's like, I don't know what your flavor is. Here's your Iron Girl.
So he sees black big booty women, and he was like, hold on.
And she's thumbing through all these genres, and I'm like, this is super awkward. Like I have no idea what's going on here. And
I'm a premium port hunting bibber. Just give it to me.
I use my phone.
He goes, come get me when you're done. I'm like, all right, well, that was weird. And she leaves the room. And so naturally, I'm like, okay, well, at home, I jerk off naked.
Could you just sit in the corner?
Did you leave your socks on?
No.
No, he jerked off in the sock. And then he squeezed and filtered it through.
Trying to get the bad Canadians out.
No wonder I was running his flakes. But so anyways, I go and I sit down on the couch, and I sit there, and it dawns on me that I'm bare-ass naked on this leather lazy boy at a jerk-off factory. So I'm like, oh my God. I peel myself off the leather couch. Like, just peel it off. The whole time, like, ew, 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 ew.
You peeled yourself off and you go,
Yeah. And I like, all right. So I look around, like, all right, well, there's a doctor's stool. So I grab the
Probably
doctor's
like Joe Dirt. I got the poo.
pull the stool over, sit on that. Sit on the pool on the doctor's stool. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make this work. Fuck
not much better.
No, right?
So he turned it upside down and let the stool go up his ass.
Yeah. So, all right. So I grab the remote. I'm like, what are we gonna watch here? Right? And I'm like, thumbing through the genre. All right, this one. I click one, and the image that pops up on the screen is like a
money shot.
a notification on the screen, and it says
Viewer discretion.
It says restart or resume. And I was like, fuck yeah, resume.
I'm gonna see how long this dude made it through.
And it's
Resume
right
at minus 30 seconds.
right at the very end, funny shot of like 3 really big, just whatever's going on. I laughed at myself. Like, all right. Anyways,
He's like, I gotta get it together.
Yeah, I do my business. I get it in the cup. Then I put it there. So I'm like, all right. Well, she said she'd be back, so I'm waiting for a knocking. Never knocked. No knocking. Like 5 minutes goes by. All right. Well, I guess I have to go get her.
Did you have your clothes on by this point?
By this point, I got dressed. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's per usual. I'm like, I came. All right. I'm out.
Yeah.
I won the race. Time to go home.
I'm done. I'm a winner.
And she comes like, oh, I guess I have to go get her. So
So she came?
right. So I get up. I grab onto my jar of just cum. And I leave the room, and I walk out of the room. No one's there. I'm like, all right. Well, the receptionist was the last person I saw. I guess that's who I'm supposed to go talk to. So I walk out. And I walk back into the reception, and it's fucking packed. There's like 15 dudes all in there.
Hey guys, I got
holding,
Who needs this?
I'm holding an orange cup full of my jizz, and the receptionist picks me up right there. She goes, "Get back to your room!" It's like just straight like that. Get back to your fucking room.
Who was an NFL quarterback?
So, sorry, I got back there. She comes in the room right behind me with like elbow past like Rubbermaid gloves. It's like, put the lid on. Okay. You're dismissed. I just left. That was my first time.
Be like,
Every time after that,
you know what to expect. Yeah. Be like, not my first rodeo.
Sir, there's a button on the wall that rings a bell.
But the first time, oh man, I walked back into the reception room. All these dudes looked right at me, and of course, I know why they're there.
Oh yeah.
Go to room number 3 and press resume. I got you.
It's a good one.
That was my first. That was my first experience of that. It's totally fucking done. And I left and went straight to a meeting. Like, oh Christ.
I'm like, so guys, you know what I just did?
I bet you sold it too.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. Got the job and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just rubbed one out before this. Do you rub one out before you go to every meeting?
I should.
Yeah.
It's that or go to Vegas and gamble. Actually, one of the biggest deals I made was I was at a slot machine in the Bellagio on a Teams conference call. with my laptop here and the slot machine here, and I'm being like video conference with the camera on. I told my friends, I'm going to Vegas. I'll call in and just having a Teams call at the slot machine. And they're like, "Fuck yeah, we want you to build our space."
This guy is okay.
Man.
Doing this all the time.
Well, we built 5 for them so far, so
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah. Well, do you guys have any other stories you want to bring up or mention, or any fucked up shit in our past
Man,
that we should talk
we got
about?
plenty of them.
we can do a whole other episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Write them down.
Yeah,
We'll have a
tip of the
good
iceberg.
time. I've been up since fucking 4 o'clock to go to the gym, so I'm pretty fucking tired.
Well,
It's not working.
Y'all go to the
Look
gym.
at
I
you.
know.
You definitely did not go to the gym.
No, I'm telling you.
Is Jim code word for like Dunkin' Donuts?
No.
I drink.
No, he's
Dunkin'.
G for Duncan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These guys know me. All right. Well, that was a good show. Anybody still watching? I'm sorry you got to witness all that. And if you need a calendar, DM me, and we'll make it happen.
Or some therapy after
By the way,
Yeah.
Fraser's conversation.
Yeah, by the way, it costs $10.
You're not getting one for free.
Unless
Anthony's
you're in it.
cheap.
If you're in it, you get for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if you participate in the calendar,
Yeah.
you get a free one. Anything after that.
Yeah.
And look, I bought like a $400 printer to print these fucking things.
Oh, yeah.
And the machine, like, it's a lot of work.
'Cause- Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony does a good job at that.
Yeah.
Because Walmart won't fucking print them.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Walmart.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in another 2 weeks. It's just downhill from here.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
Yeah.
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 All right.
I think it's. I'm actually having like a hard issue
that smells
fucking
like
stopping.
Is it done? Did you turn it off?
I'm trying to. It's actually not stopping the recording.
Is it over?
What is happening?
Can we be over now?
Here. It's muted.